Welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday. New year, same us, although that may be changing. We're kind of working on developing New Year's resolutions, and we want your help with it. But before we get to that, it is a new year. What's going on over here at TRC? Has anything changed yet? I mean, it's only been a day, but...
You're right, Dane. Well, thanks for asking. And yes, everybody, happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve, happy New Year.
Yeah.
So new changes here at the Rag Company. New and exciting things. We stopped selling towels. Yeah.
I'm just finding out. This is my first day back.
I know. Sorry, a lot has changed in the last 48 hours, Dane. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been gone for like a week. But
we've stopped selling towels. I think we're going to get into a different market, like I don't know, like pottery and whatnot, right?
Pottery,
ceramics,
porcelain.
Yeah. Well, kind of like I want to ideally create like this kind of pottery style thing, and maybe like change the shape of the building to like a barn style, right? Maybe we'll call ourselves the Pottery Barn.
I don't think you can do that.
Is that taken?
Pretty sure that's taken.
Crap, that is taken.
You're gonna have to try for another one.
Okay, maybe can we get into some meats and cheeses? I like starting with. Oh, actually, no, I got an idea. Maybe we get some cookies. Maybe Pepperidge.
Oh, wait.
Maybe it's a farm of cookies, and maybe we call it Pepperidge Farm.
No, although I do remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just burning time as we build up the audience here and get people in here. Make sure you're hitting that like button on your way in the door, too. We appreciate that. It helps us in the old algorithm. We are here on the main channel, which I know for some of you is kind of like, what's going on? Don't you have the podcast channel? Well, for the Q&A, it was always kind of meant to be here on the main channel. But it's one of those things we really looked at it as like customer service in a way to kind of like give you guys who watch the videos and gals watching the videos something to be able to reciprocate. So you can leave comments on a video, but the video can't just talk back to you in response to that. Whereas here's your opportunity to do that live. You can actually ask us and we will answer your detailing questions, whether it's about products, techniques, or in this case, New Year's resolutions.
I like that. I like all those things. Mm-hmm. But so on a serious note, Dane, here at the Rag Company, we are in our last, I believe, day of our sale at theragcompany.com. And so it's our winter wipeout sale, right? So up to 62% off towels, chemicals, and more starting at $5. So if we go ahead and shop now, Glenn, what kind of deals do we have going on at the website? Clicking into this, we're going to scroll down, and the sale ends at 8 hours, about 9 hours actually. So what are you waiting for? Wait no longer and jump on this. So right now, we have the Wolf Pack Towel Pack coming in at $5. We have the Ultra Clay Bars coming in at $5. The big one at $6. Ultra Whale and Body Brush at $10. And oh no, it looks like we've sold out of the Platinum Puffles. I'm so sorry about that. But the blue collars are still in stock for $9. And we have GFX on we'll call this a winter wipeout sale. $20 for GFX. Are you freaking kidding me? Mm-hmm. I think somebody messed up over in the sales department, because ideally we want GFX to last us for the rest of the year here, right? Because if we sell out, that means...
rest of the year just started.
Well, I know, but Dane,
you really think it's going to last that long?
If we sell it at GFX, then we won't have any more for the rest of the year. I think we need to pull that off the website.
You might have a point there.
I know. Well, I guess, take advantage of our mistake and picked up Gentle Snow Foam Xmas Edition for $20. It is by far one of the best smelling auto shampoos on the market. We also have Huel Wheel Cleaner. We have we got Starter Glass Bubbler. We also have Silky there. We have the Foam Gun Kit, and we also have other cool products here from Color Lock that we haven't put on the site in a long time. So Leather Shield, the Smooth Leather Kit. We have Micro Cut. We have Elephant Leather Preserver, a killer product. We have the Steering Wheel Kit, which is going to allow you to re-dye your full steering wheel if it is black. Then we have the Wrap and Tuck Legend Kit starting at $90 or $80 there, which is going to get you Inspiration Legend along with some applicators. And then we have the grain marker set for wrap and all the good stuff. And then we also have the fine cut pad as well as the heavy cut pad. And so really just a freaking phenomenal deal at theragcompany.com. So don't miss out. 9 hours left for the sale. Don't miss out on this, and stock up. Other than that, I think we're all starting our New Year's resolutions, Dane.
Yeah, we're working on it.
I came back into the office, and Gabe was doing push-ups, like right there in front of his desk. And I said, I said, what are you doing, Gabe? He goes, I'm bulking up for the year. And I said, what's your plan? He said he wants to put on 60 pounds of muscle.
He's putting on pounds.
1 year. Yeah, he wants to put on pounds, 60 pounds of muscle. He showed me a picture of Ronnie Coleman, and he asked me if that was realistic.
Yeah.
And I said, Gabe, you can't look like Ronnie Coleman in a year. You can't gain 60 pounds of muscle. I mean, I told him there's ways, but they're illegal ways, and he did still sound interested. Now,
Sounds sketchy.
On the other hand, I did see Sebastian practicing his aerobics, right?
Oh.
So I believe he wanted to get into what's that? It's not yoga, but it's kind of like a form of martial arts and fighting.
Or like Tai Chi.
That's exactly what it was, Dane. So he was doing Tai Chi in the office, standing on his desk, and he had one single sword that he was moving extremely slow. And I asked him, I said, "Are you doing what I think you're doing, Sebastian?" He said yes, that he was also training for something as well. So
he might have just been practicing his like air calligraphy.
You know what? Maybe that's
like he's
what
like
it was.
trying to paint letters and characters and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what. Maybe that's what it was. So
interesting,
Dane. What was your New Year's resolution? What are you starting off with doing?
Well, I mean, it's hard because I was already doing it, but I'm in the process, right, of losing weight, gaining muscle, doing all that business. So I find that now I've been doing it for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks now.
Okay.
Been on the move. I've hit the gym at least 16 times now.
What
I've been counting.
heck?
So I'm just on it, moving,
You're a new person.
and it's great. Actually.
I love that.
I was always that. I don't want to seem like pretentious or anything like that. I was always someone who found it annoying if somebody like made the gym their whole personality. I thought people like that. It's like it's a replacement for having an actual personality.
What are you trying to get to here, Dane?
I mean, just there's some people out there. You meet them and you're like, wow, they have nothing going on in their lives except for the gym. And it's like, that's cool. You're in great shape. But, like, do you have other interests? Do you have other hobbies? Naturally, we're talking to you guys. You're detailing. You're doing stuff like that. That's awesome. But in my life, I've met people who literally didn't seem to have anything going on beside the gym. It's like they lived there.
I'm taking offense to this.
That kind of scared me a little bit.
Was this pre-TRC Anthony that you're referring to? Or what are you trying to get at?
I'm not pointing any fingers or anything.
Dane, you could break a 2x4 off my abs back then, right?
What would happen now?
It would really sting. It would really hurt, and it would make a loud slapping sound, and I don't want that to happen.
Okay.
So anyway, well, you're back in the gym. You are working out, and most importantly, you're enjoying it, which I think is amazing.
Which I honestly didn't think would happen.
And I'm also proud of you because this didn't just start yesterday.
No.
This has been going on for several weeks. And so the way I see it is that New Year's Day is just a day, right? I think if you want to start a New Year's resolution, I think it's totally healthy. But the resolution can be started at really any time. And it's even better if it starts before the new year because it shows that you're eager and you're excited.
Yeah, and I'm not just
do it.
doing it as like a New Year's thing. I know everybody's always like, oh, hit the gym on January 1st. Like, I wanted to get a head start. I didn't want to be that guy because it's so easy to fall out of that. The second you start, it's just like, oh, okay, I did it, whatever. But I was going to say, New Year's Day was my first day where I truly hit 268 pounds.
Heck yeah.
On my way down from 300. So I just want you all to know, like, if you're feeling like kind of bigger and it's having a hard time, like, it can happen to anybody, really. And it's just one of those things that no matter how far gone you feel, it's always possible to turn it around.
It is.
Even if you have to go really, really slow at it. So, I mean, for me, it's a mental thing on top of everything else, but I feel like I've really finally gotten to a rhythm of stuff. I mean, I'm drinking, plant protein shakes and stuff, so it's little things that add up.
No, I like that.
Yeah,
that's great.
And thanks to some advice from you on like which way to go and stuff too. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Dane. I'm always happy to help out with people's fitness journeys, myself included. Need a little bit of help as well. But no, for this year, Dane, really my goal is to get my core strength back, right? Get my back back, right? Because I would like to be able to do back things again with my back. And
no more bad back.
No more bad. I don't ever want to have a bad back ever again. And so I know that I've been every single night doing my kind of core exercises at home, and it's not exciting stuff, right? I'm doing like side planks, I'm doing like bird dogs, I'm doing things like that.
Hey, I am too.
You would kind of look at it and go, "What the heck are you doing there?" And I'm like, "This is not." I used to do hanging like crunches with literally like 90-pound weights, on my legs, right? I was chained to me at my waist and do crunch ups, right? Can't do that anymore. So now I'm just doing body weight stuff, and I'm kind of enjoying that. So for me, it's also going to be a year of letting go, right? Letting go of the pain, letting go of the trauma, and letting go of maybe some material items that I've just held on to for so long, which includes actually selling my Dodge Ram.
Whoa, you let go of a vehicle.
It hurts to say, Dane. The 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.2 318 Magnum.
Everybody knows
so much torque. The chassis twisted coming off the line.
I think it's just because it's a flimsy truck.
So I
People
sold
love those second gens.
I sold my second gen Dodge Ram that I what started out as a free truck for me, and for people who've been listening to the podcast for a long time, remember the whole story. I mean, going way back, I got a free truck. It was owned by my in-laws, or my father-in-law, for the last 17 years, and actually less than that, because then I owned it for a little while. But he'd given it to my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law just didn't take the best care of it, and that's when it ended up being like a kind of a disaster detail here on the channel, right? We went through and
we did a full video series on it.
That was haunting. Do you remember that interior?
Chalky milk
Chocolate
comes to mind.
Dude, the chocolate milk, the spilled milk, the smells, all of my sister-in-law's nicotine addiction is actually unreal. All the Jewel pods that we found lying around. I was swimming in Jewel pods, right? Just I was like, what are all these colorful little Tic Tacs everywhere? And everybody goes, those are Jewel pods. I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't even know what that is. So after getting all that cleaned up, though, which was amazing, it became a really clean truck. I mean, that truck, I put a lot of love into it. I put a little bit of money into it. I made it a really, really nice truck. But it was time to let it go. And so I ended up selling it just this last, actually I sold it on New Year's, was it not yesterday? It was the day before, so New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I ended up selling it to a 16-year-old who bought it as his first truck, and he saved up all of his money. And it was it was kind of a cute thing, you know. Like he showed up with his friend. I'm kind of like, oh, look at these guys. First
of all, you're like, all right, did he actually bring money? Is he actually going to buy this thing, or is it like tire kicker situation?
I didn't know. I mean, I got a couple hits on it, but the kid showed up with his friend, and they just look kind of like, you know, your typical like teenagers who were just kind of getting by, right? I mean, they showed up in the worst Kia Forte I've ever seen, and they get out and they start checking things out. But this kid, funny enough, both of them, one of them was from Emmett, Idaho. One of them was from
favorite place
One
on
of them
earth.
was from Middleton, and they get out. They're all camoed up and stuff like that, and they check out the truck, and they just loved it. They fell in love with it. I started it up for him, and the kid's face just lit up. And without even taking it for a drive, right? He pulls out an envelope full of cash, and he goes, "All right, I think I want it." And I'm just like, "Dude, do you want to go for a drive? Let's go for a drive first. Like, let's make sure you actually want it."
Yeah.
So I asked him if he had his license, and he's like, "Yeah, I do." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because you don't have a vehicle right now. And he hops in, and we just go down. We go for a drive down the street. I kind of talked to him about the truck and all the different stuff.
Had
and
a bench, right?
Yep, had a bench seat in the front with a fold-down armrest, and then bench seat in the back there, and just took it for a drive. He totally loved it, and he gave me this envelope, and it was just kind of cute, man, because like he had all the money he'd been saving up crossed out like on the envelope, right?
Like
every
kept
time,
writing the amount and then crossing out when there's
crossing
more?
out, and then a new amount. And so I had this envelope with, and I was him kind of documenting everything. And then like right after that, like a brand new GMC Denali pulls up, like a new diesel Denali, like, you know, probably like $107,000 truck. Pulls up in the parking lot, and his friend goes and talks to this guy in the truck, and I go, "Who, you know, do you guys know that person? Who's that guy?" And the kid's like, "Oh, that's my dad." And I go, "Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go talk to him, like, you know, let me go tell him about the truck, or because I'm comfortable. I just want to make sure that, you know, his dad's comfortable." And he goes, "Oh no, I need to do this. I'm doing everything." He's doing it for himself. And I was like, you know what? I respect that. I like that. And so, anyways, kid got a killer truck. I got a good price for it. I was really happy about that. And so I had to say goodbye to the old beast, man. Oh. So, but sometimes, Dane, you got to let things go to get things anew. I mean,
well, there might be
something.
Might be.
There might be a new vehicle. I may have purchased a new vehicle.
It turns out that just because you sold something doesn't mean there's not already something waiting in the wings.
That's true. So I may have picked up something new. Feel free to. And I'll give you a hint though.
Was it a Christmas present to yourself?
It was like a Christmas and birthday present to myself. And I will tell you right now, it is a truck.
Okay. So it's not like you lost having a truck in your life.
No, I have to have a truck. I mean, I
now that you've experienced having a pickup bed that you can just throw things into.
I know people will say like, "Oh, you don't have to have a truck. Like, why do you need a truck?" You know. you can't have a truck and then get rid of a truck and then get rid of it and then not have a replacement truck. I don't know. There's
really
something about it.
After I sold my trucks, I did. I didn't know that owning a pickup was going to feel like that, but boy, I missed them when they're gone.
It's knowing that you can put things in the bed. It's knowing that you can have people pile in. It's knowing that, hopefully you have four-wheel drive. There's certain things about a truck that you just got to have, and I just couldn't be without that, especially, with having kids. And so, my daughter, she's got a lot of toys and stuff like that. We're going on bike rides. It's much easier to throw things in the back of a truck than it is to throw things into the back of a 4Runner, for example. So
that's fair.
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. So you guys will find out here soon enough what it is, but feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think I maybe picked up recently. And
character, that's what people want to know. Is it an Anthony Speck kind of thing?
I don't know.
Well, what do they think? I wonder.
For me, it's a little bit of an identity crisis every time I jump into it, because I go, is this me? Can you see me driving this thing?
So let's pose it to the audience. Let's say, what do you think he got? What's a pickup truck that makes sense for Anthony to have?
I'm curious.
Just leaving it out there. I want to see what you guys have to say.
Curious to see what people think.
You're going to feel real judged in a minute. All right,
possibly.
So let's get to these comments and questions. We got a bunch of them here. Do you want to run the module today, or you want me to do it?
Dane, your fingers work better than mine do.
Well, okay, I'll take that in the manner in which it was intended.
Well, you're putting them to work recently. So
right.
Dan Pfeiffer says, good afternoon. Word up from frozen Minnesota, USA. Happy New Year to the entire TRC gang. Looking forward to a great 2025 together. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Longtime follower of TRC, the podcast, the Q&A. Can you believe it? We've made it this many years. I
can always count on
It's amazing.
Dan. Yeah,
yep.
He's what makes Q&As feel cozy, homey, You can always count on that. Word up. So appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It's like a warm blanket.
And this one was just me throwing it out there because I wanted to hear your guys' New Year's resolutions. I wanted to know what we were dealing with. So also leave those in the chat and let's find out what everybody's kind of planning this year. That'd be fun. And wow, just jumped a whole page. Like a bunch of comments came flying in. Oh, here we go. Alex saying hello to his beautiful TRC family.
Alex Dewar. Happy to have you here. Do Canadians celebrate a different New Year's Day?
It's not like that. New Year's is New Year. It's a new year.
Dude, their Thanksgiving's different, man. So everything's different.
The only exception would be like Chinese New Year's, but they still celebrate like the new year, like calendar year, like everyone else. They just have a special extra thing.
No, I don't know. I think the Mountie calendar doesn't start until February or something like that.
Alex is not a Mountie. Okay, yeah, no problem. We're just going to pop the comments off the screen for a second, then we'll bring them back on here. They're just doing a little test on these.
We are actually, to be completely transparent, so obviously you've seen us change sets a few times, right? Because we're trying to kind of figure out what's our new favorite kind of set for Q&A Thursdays and what makes the most sense. And
up the production value a little bit.
It ups the production value, and I mean, we do like the closet. Don't get us wrong. Going back to the old, humble abode is totally fine. But I don't know. Does it make it more interesting having the cabinets in the background, things like that? Next up here, Dane, we've got
the one who shall remain nameless, which I submitted the comment, but it's not showing up. I will read it to you.
Okay, hit me.
Happy New Year, TRC fam from the windy south coast of Massachusetts. I hope y'all had some awesome holidays. Let's hear about them. So he wants to know what kind of stories were happening there.
I think we
there you go.
Did we cover Christmas, or we didn't have a Christmas Q&A, did we?
No, we did a Christmas Q&A.
We did.
That's when we had all the guests come in. It just felt so unique because we didn't answer a lot of questions.
Post-Christmas.
There were so many guests.
How about this, Dane? Hit me with your Christmas and New Year's relatively quick. What was it like?
Okay, well, Christmas was low-key. We had kind of just my brother and my parents, and we had our own little Christmas where we kind of gave each other our gifts and stuff. Yeah. Low-key, had a good time. Very, very pleasant. And my mom always makes that great breakfast casserole that we always love.
Delicious.
You know the one. Everybody knows the one. I think I've heard some people call it wife saver, like it's something they make like the day before, and it's just like, I don't want to do anything else. Here's the thing. But my mom does it on the day of, and she does such an amazing job with it. I love it so much. That plus orange iced cinnamon rolls. That's always a thing too.
Orange rolls, yeah.
The orange roll's a classic in our household, so that's a must. But yeah, that's our morning. So apart from that, the evening, that's when the whole family gets together, and it just feels like Thanksgiving too. But this time my mom had like a crazy good, I think it was a tri-tip. that she set up.
What the heck?
Smoked it, and we went crazy
Really?
on it.
She
It
had
was
made a tri-tip?
great.
Really?
Yeah, it was real
I
good.
didn't know that.
Real good. So,
Okay.
big fans of that. How about you?
So Christmas Day, what's funny, Dane, is our Christmas days are actually starting to sound pretty similar.
Ooh.
My mother made a breakfast casserole and brought that over to my house, right? The full thing with the eggs. There's some chopped bacon, some sausage in there,
Exactly.
cheese, right?
And it's like hash browns and
hash
stuff. in there.
browns, right? So she made that and brought that over. But we had a full kind of just fun breakfast with a bunch of my family all together. Both sides of the family, my wife's side as well as my side. Everybody came together. We had mimosas in the morning. We had, all that kind of stuff. My daughter opened up her presents. She got her Minnie Mouse car. So we got her this Minnie Mouse car.
Wait, is that the one that they had to keep
It was the
yelling
one
at me to cover it back up when we were working in the
we
garage?
had hidden in the garage for
And
many
she
months.
kept seeing it, so she already had it
And
spoiled for herself.
yeah, but she didn't know.
She didn't remember it,
She didn't know
probably.
100%. So we got her this Minnie Mouse car, and I got her some pink FTWs to match the Minnie Mouse car.
Nice.
And I brought a tear to my eye as I handed her a towel, and I said, "Let's detail your car." And we had a little spray bottle of some. I think it was Adam's Quick Detailer, honestly, because it smelled like strawberries. And so I'm like, this does the job. So we sprayed it down, and we had her wiping it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. I'm like,
Did she
tears
like
in my
doing that, or
eyes.
was she like, this is work?
She loved it.
Oh, okay.
She goes, "Daddy, I missed a spot over here." And so she's like wiping everything down, and just like, you are my child, right? We haven't ran the blood or the DNA yet, but I just know based off of what I'm seeing here, you look like me. You're kind of doing the same things I do. You're slightly materialistic. I'm sorry, but she's into it.
Well, she got it from
Yeah, I know.
the best.
I know.
So, yeah.
But no, we had a good morning, and then following that, we had a kind of a break in the day, and then that's when I started cooking tri-tip. So I actually have a tri-tip recipe, which, if people like my Portuguese beans, my tri-tip is on that kind of that same level. I do this whole process of making like a tri-tip along with like this special sauce that I have for the tri-tip. It does taste like very kind of like Portuguese like. There's a Portuguese dish. Well, it's like a sandwich called a bifanas is what it's called, right? They're like these
Bifanas.
little bifanas. It's like these little thin slices of kind of like it's like a pork or beef, and then you put between a sandwich. Put the flavor of this meat.
That sounds great.
The flavor of this, it's super basic. It's literally bread meat.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
Sounds
because
awesome.
the meat is so flavorful. I do the same thing with my tri-tip,
Can't go
and
wrong.
my mouth is like watering as I'm talking about this. And
Speaking of Portuguese things, I finally found those pastries that you had.
No way.
The longest time they had them.
Where
at the
Costco?
Meridian Costco.
No freaking way.
So I got some.
you got some?
I got some for the air fryer. So just so you know, I managed
I
to
gotta
find
tell my
some.
wife.
I couldn't believe it. They were there. It was like a week and a half ago, so I don't know if they're still there. But hey, just letting you know.
Oh my gosh, they're the best, man.
If you don't know about those, what are they called?
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the freaking
Anyway, they're a
name right
Portuguese
now?
like cream puff like thing. It was stupid good. That's all you need to know.
Why
And
can't
they literally say
anyways,
Portuguese on the packaging in there, so they're in the freezer section with like the other
brain fart. So
assorted ice creams and things.
But no, so I cooked tri-tip, and I totally so it was just my wife's family that had the tri-tip with us that night. It was like one of those they've had my cooking several different times, right? But it was perfect because they all devoured this, right? I did like a sesame ginger chicken, right, on one batch of things, and then I did like a barbecue chicken, just like traditional barbecue chicken, and then I did the tri-tip, right? My whole grill was completely packed, and then I did like a tinfoil wrapped asparagus where I did the butter, the garlic,
Classic.
and all of that, wrapped that in the tinfoil, and then had that on the grill as well, and I was like a hero that night.
People
My
loved
family, my wife's family was like, man, he's such a good cook and all these different things, and I was like getting showered in compliments. Made me feel real good. But no, we did that, and
Flattery will get you everywhere with this guy.
and that was that. And then New Year's, because I know you need to go on your New Year's. My New Year's was freaking chill, dude. I literally did nothing. That night we had I went to Subway because we were watching the Fiesta Crap Bowl and seeing.
Went to Subway.
Well, we were watching the Fiesta Bowl, right? The BSU versus Penn State, and I don't even watch sports, but I was watching that.
You went to a Subway and watched the game?
No, I was watching at home.
Oh, okay.
And a Subway commercial came on for this grossest looking sandwich I've ever seen. It was like this meatball sandwich with jalapenos and cheese sauce.
And that
for
made you want to go?
Yes. I saw this and I go, that looks so gross, but I kind of want to try it, right? So I went to the Subway.
That is your reaction to some things. It
never
is. Ceases to
and then
amaze me.
so we stayed up for a little bit. I stayed up till midnight, and then after that, the next day, yesterday, I pretty much just binge watched Squid Game season 2.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched the second season yet.
I watched that, and then Netflix also has a ton of good movies out there right now. They just added Interstellar. They just added Dune 2 was added to Netflix.
Nice.
Bunch of good stuff. So pretty chill day.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you do on New Year's?
New Year's, I went on a date and had a great date, so that was fun.
Dane,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
do you want to?
that was it.
You want to talk about that any
No,
further?
no, I'm good.
Dane,
that was it.
You had a great date.
It was a good New Year's date.
It was.
Didn't quite make it to New Year's because got home a little early, but it's the way things go.
But the date continued into the next day.
Yeah, no. I don't know. She was shopping for a car, and I love helping people with that kind of thing. So I naturally.
Dane, you're amazing helping people.
Well, I saved her from making some poor financial decisions, so
good.
And I played interference for some really aggressive salesmen, so that also helped.
Did you kick him down any stairs?
No, but I kind of verbally just shut him down.
So you were playing boyfriend yesterday without even being official.
Without even being, sometimes it happens.
Hey,
man.
women like a man
it's a good test,
who's assertive that, right? And so no, I like that.
Okay. I feel like we learned something.
I'm hoping G. Davis has something to say about that.
Elmo's Garage.
Elmo's Garage says, hey everyone, Happy New Year. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Adamos. And I've got David here.
David Cervantes saying, what's up, guys? I'm glad the comments are working.
Glad
Carl
to
F. with a
see.
Happy New Year.
Happy.
Shark Blue Turbo, hello.
Hey, guys. I'm trying to get through the hellos kind of quick because I know there's real comments and questions
coming
up.
I guess that's Bradley saying hello, everyone. Hey, I tried to call DJ. I got something I got to talk to him about, Bradley. So if you talk to DJ, tell him to give me a ring, maybe tomorrow.
Right.
Neil White says, Happy New Year, TRC. Dane, go see Nosferatu. Excellent. That's what I did.
You saw Nosferatu and you were mad.
Hold on. What a crap movie. That movie sucks, dude.
Hold on. I said afterwards when you told me what you thought of it, I went, wait, did you not know who the director of that movie was? It's Eggers. So if you don't like The Lighthouse or Witch or movies like that, you're going into something completely blind.
I wish they still made DVDs so I could go to the store, buy Nosferatu on DVD, and throw it in the trash. I would just throw away $30 by just saying, "Wow, this movie sucks." But listen, I saw that Nosferatu movie, and this was like over the weekend. I didn't know what the movie was or what it was about. I thought it was a vampire.
You didn't know what Nosferatu was about?
Heck no, I don't know what Nosferatu was about.
One of the oldest horror movies in existence.
No, and so,
outside of the Frankenstein and the Mummy and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. All I know is that I knew what Dracula was, and so the movie starts off, and you know what? The movie actually starts off pretty strong. I was like, you know what? I kind of like where this is going. This looks like it could be fun, and then it kind of got weird, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, really? An Eggers movie got weird.
Like, it got a little weird, and then from there, it kind of got weirder, and I'm like, okay, so this is getting pretty weird. And
At what point did you go, oh, this is like a movie Dane would like?
Dane, I don't know. There's a Rat King in the movie. I don't know. Apparently, that there's a Rat King, and the Rat King is pretty weird, and I didn't like that at all. But what's funny is I didn't know that Orlok, right?
Okay.
I didn't know that was a person, but I have a Dixon flannel called the Orlok, right?
Okay.
And it's got this demon thing on the back of it, and I was like, that's what I have.
Now
I got this
finally
Dixon
you understand the
flannel.
clothing you bought.
I got this clothing called the Orlok. There's this Orlok person, and the flannel's like blood red. I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. So, anyways, don't go see Nosferatu. Especially don't go see that with
your family.
Don't take a child to see that movie.
I don't know who would do that.
Dude, do you know how Nosferatu ends? Do you know how the ending of that story is?
Don't spoil it for the fine folks at home if they're not familiar.
It's freaking weird, man. It's not okay. I was scarred, and what's crazy is one of the what's it called kids who actually played Orlok. He was the one that played It.
Oh. Like Cousin It?
No, It.
Oh, It.
The clown.
One of the Skarsgårds.
The Skarsgård, yeah.
I forget which one because there's so many.
Dude, I love all of them. I think they're all great actors,
Peter
right?
Skarsgård? I forget.
But all I know is that like this was so far like from him being an actor because you couldn't really tell what he was doing.
Kind of like this is so far from a detailing conversation.
It was just kind of shocking at the end there when the I don't know. Don't go see that movie. Throw it in the trash. That movie sucked.
So
Moving
if
on.
you
2 out of 10.
tend to not like the things that Anthony likes, or you think his tastes are way too mainstream and boringly predictable, then perhaps you will like it. But if you agree with him on a lot of things, then you'll probably hate it.
If you think that the original Fast and the Furious is one of the best movies of all time, then you'll probably get along with me. But if you like weird movies like Dane likes or like Nosferatu, then yeah, we're not going to watch movies together. Next up.
We find common ground.
David Boyce says, Happy New Year, everyone. Love the toupee, Dane.
He always thinks my hair's fake. This is real hair, dude. It's just the way it is.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to explain that trip to Turkey that Dane had a few years ago.
It's got a mind of its own. That's
Turkish
all I know.
hair implant.
Yeah,
next up.
I just figured, needed some new hair, right?
Dan Pfeiffer, good afternoon. Okay, we got that.
Okay.
And then moving on, we've got...
Oh, did I miss a whole page?
Dun,
Holy cow. We've got, that's Dan again. Sorry, guys, this is what happens when I go through the line. We got Jeff C.
My New Year's resolution is to get healthy again. I've been sick for the entire month of December and get back into some sort of detailing shape. I just bought a mini split for the garage. Can't wait. Ooh, Jeff C. Enjoy that mini split, man. That's like the goal. Mm-hmm. All of us dream of a mini split in our garage because, that's like... There's nothing better than working in like room temperature or working in like ideal detailing temps. It's amazing.
Or when we were working in garages in Florida where they had a mini split, that was like a lifesaver for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a dehumidifier as well for them.
Yeah.
Alex says we're already off the rails. Wouldn't expect it any other way.
Well, you know us.
That's how it works.
Oh boy! Now they're talking about charcuterie. Here's a good question. It's a detailing towel related question.
So the Spectrum 420 can be used for pretty much everything that you would use like the Creature Edgeless for, except it's got a little bit more weight in the edge, so it's going to have a little bit more flop, which feels pretty nice. Spectrums, polish removal, wax removal, you can use it for compound removal, you can use them for wheel cleaning, you can use them for door jams, interiors, all of that. It's a higher GSM towel, putting it up at 420, but you have a dual nap, right? So you're going to have the longer side on one side and then the shorter on the other, but then it's all going to be kind of held together there with, or surrounded by buttersoft suede edge, which is going to have a little bit of weight to it as well. So, you can use them for whatever you want. I think that they're a great all-around towel. But the colors are going to be different than that of the Creatures, right? So the colors of the Spectrum, you're going to have more dark colors, right? You're going to have grays, blacks, blues. Whereas with the Creatures, you're going to be able to get gray, you're going to get green, you're going to get blue. You're going to have a little bit different, in colors there. So if you like darker towels and you're looking for something all-purpose, the Spectrum will absolutely do that.
All right. Excellent advice. Then I got Dan Pfeiffer here wondering, everybody needs to grab some wolf packs. Great deal.
That's a great
Not really
deal.
Wondering, more telling.
I got a wolf pack. So I bought it last week when I got my my wolf pack out with my FTWs.
And then, of course, we got Super Al saying Happy New Year. Right back at you. And on to the next page. We are cruising. And another comment for the wolf pack is a crazy deal. Love that.
No, it's a wild deal, man. That is a wild deal. And we've sold a lot of them. And I don't know how many we have left, so I wouldn't sleep on it. I would try to get some if you can. Here we go. So Nosferatu says, good thing I got my Pluffles already.
Yeah, good thing. Then we've got that.
Alex says another 7% off would be a real nice.
All I can say for that is nice. Yeah. Okay, then we've got Carl here saying GFX for the win. Love some GFX. Who doesn't? Wish shipping wasn't dollars to Canada. Well, we have a Canadian distributor.
I know, but they're not running the same sale.
Right, it is different. So, kind of a balancing thing.
Yeah, see if TOC is running any sales, you can check.
TOC tends to do a lot of good, so I would check them out too.
Carzilla, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Jeff C.
My New Year's resolution. We got that already.
Oh yeah, we did that. Okay, I got David.
I think about everything on the sale. It was too good to let go of. to let go. If you guys were to use a microfiber instead of a sponge for rinseless, which one would you use? So I'm an Eagle Rinseless fan personally, so I use a lot of Eagle 500s. I've used Eagle 350s in the past, not for any particular reason, just that's what I had an abundance of. But other towels that work great, the Wolfpack towels work great.
Yes.
Minx Royale towels work great.
Yes.
Spectrums, like we mentioned before, even going into creatures work fine as well. I typically like to go for something with a higher pile, me personally. Like I'm not going to ever use like an Edgeless 300.
You could, but it shouldn't be your first choice. The point is, like, okay, so for perspective, the reason why you would go his route and use a longer pile, which I agree, you should do that, is because you want to give the dirt, when you're cleaning it off, some place to go. You don't want it resting on the surface of the towel and being reintroduced to the surface, dragging along there. Even if they're rinseless, which, you know, they're chemically designed not to allow that stuff back onto the surface once it's come off, it's still, with enough pressure, anything's possible. So you don't want to create that scenario. So just save yourself the trouble. Get a longer pile. Give that dirt somewhere to go. End of story. But if you're using a very flat, short pile, you don't leave a lot of room for the dirt to go somewhere else besides back onto the surface.
So, David, if you bought the Wolfpack towels, there you go. You already bought them. So you're good to go. So you can go ahead and use those. And then if you have any Eagle 350s or 500s, try those in the future. See if you like those. Those are great towels as well.
All right.
Next up, we've got Carl F. says, what is your favorite drying aid that doesn't change your coating hydrophobic? So, Carl, I will typically use either a waterless wash or I will use something like PNS paint gloss. So, paint gloss does not last a long time, and usually a coating will shed that pretty quick. I've never seen paint gloss impact coating behavior negatively, and it's also just a really affordable drying aid that's not going to clog up your towels. And so it's going to add a little bit of slickness, has a little bit of wax in it, so it's just going to kind of, temporarily protect the surface, and but it usually wears off pretty quick. So paint gloss is one of my favorites, and I used to like OptiClean a whole lot from Optimum. That was pretty great. I do think that Adapt would probably be a pretty good drying aid. I do think that if you were to jump into Amplify, it will probably alter the coating hydrophobics just a little bit, but I think probably for better, not for worse. And then let's see off the top of my head, and then G-Technic's Quick Detailer is actually pretty dang good as well.
Yeah.
And so that would be another good option.
Definitely. This next one's just more of a joke than anything. I think that had to do with your commentary on how people build muscle the fast way. I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't think Gabe realized that when he was saying he wanted to look like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alex Stewart says, rumor has it Next Day Nate is bench pressing t-shirt boxes with his new limited drop. Probably.
He does love him some limited
drops.
Nate
loves the limited drops. We all do. We're all suckers for it.
Yeah.
David Graham says, New Year's resolution, learn how to polish and only hurt my own paint in the process. David,
you shouldn't be hurting any
You don't
paint.
have to hurt any paint.
Yeah.
Find a local junkyard. Find a hood. Buy it for like $30 or whatever you can get it for. Bring it back to your casa. Go and get yourself a sawhorse or a hood stand from Harbor Freight. Throw it on there and have a heyday. Polish it.
Worth it.
Sand it. Purposely burn through the clear so you know how far you can go. Purposely wax it, ceramic coat it, test it. Hoods are great for playing with things, and they almost cost you nothing, and you're not going to hurt your own paint in the process. So, something to think about.
True.
Next up,
that.
Chris says Carl ASD Hero Diluted 64-1, also a great option there. Yep, I think that's great as well.
Then we have some questions about the weather in Canada, which we can move right by. Dane getting swole, asked Dan. I don't know about swole. I think I'm going to be building up like maybe just a little bit of, tone, but I'm mostly doing it for my health, guys, really, because, I was a big boy. I spent all my years as like a kid and a teenager as a skinny guy, so I didn't like grow up as a chubby kid or anything. So this all happened because I sat at a desk too much and I didn't get more physical activity after years and years of having lots of manual labor jobs and physical activity.
Yeah. You did say at 200 pounds, once you reach 200 pounds, you're going to get a neck tat, right?
If I don't remember a neck tat being it. I did say I wanted to get some tattoos when I was back at a weight that I'm cool with, but I've always loved tattoos. I think the art's really cool. Yeah, moving on. Dane will become Bane. Ooh.
Ideally.
That one, Neil.
Echoing sound check. Do we have a little echo in the house? Maybe we might have.
That was a while ago. That's what they were fixing because I was like turned away from the mic, and I think it was just causing some bounce. Anyway, everybody here just saying Happy New Year's, guys. Glad to see you. Right back at you, Ryan.
Yep, you too.
Happy to have you here. Jeff with some support saying slow and steady wins the race. Dane, keep it up. Thank you, Jeff. I have been consistent. I have not missed a single day except for when I drove up north for a little time up at Tamarack. And you know what I did? The second I got back down from there, I made up for it the following day, so I didn't miss my gym days. I've always been consistent.
Are you still practicing your flexibility as well?
Yes.
Any stretches?
Well, yeah. I mean, I do total knee extensions. I do a lot of resistance band exercises and balance on like foam blocks and various, kind of functional strength training that goes beyond. It uses my core. It goes beyond just weight training.
Well, ideally, because I know, being a bigger boy, you're still extremely flexible, right?
Sure.
I'm just wondering how flexible you'll truly be once you shed more weight. Like,
I don't want to scare you guys.
Well, no, I just know that currently, like, one ankle could go behind the head, but I think we're going to have both ankles behind the head by 200 pounds.
I'm not looking to find my way into a Cirque du Soleil show, but, if they lose somebody and they need somebody to fill in,
give me a chance.
I might be able to help. That's all
you're going to say, put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach.
Adamo's Garage, his New Year's resolution, going to try to actually post a video in 2025.
A good one, man.
Hey, that's a very realistic goal. And you know what? There's no better time to start than like right now. Just do it. So you get it done and get it out of the way. Don't try to go for perfection. It will never happen on your first video.
That's what I was going to say.
Just wing it and just go from there.
Perfect is the enemy of the good. And when you're starting out, a year, 2 years from when you start, people aren't going to be looking at those early videos. If I've learned anything from YouTube, most people have super short attention span. They don't even realize your old videos exist most of the time. So it's better to just get your face, your name out there, even if you're not 100%, sold on like, this is how I want it to look and feel. You can build on that over time. So just give yourself the opportunity to put yourself out there, see what people are saying, and, roll with it.
It's great advice, team. I like that.
All right, then we got first from Puerto Rico.
Feliz
Año Nuevo.
Yep, that's what I said. Happy New Year. 2025 TRC team and everyone here. Humberto, we're so happy to have you in the chat, man. Appreciate all that you do.
Yeah.
You are usually first from Puerto Rico.
Well, he's always first from Puerto Rico.
No, we don't know that. I mean,
being first though, he's been a little.
Humberto has to make his rounds. He's got a lot of channels he's got to jump to.
He's going to so many channels.
So Adamo saying hey, and next up we've got Fine Detail. Ryan says not original, but my resolution is losing 30 more pounds. Keep it up, dude.
You can do it. I believe in you.
You got this.
As someone who has been doing that, I believe in you. I hate selling free trucks, says Alex. Well, part of your reason was the free trucks stopped feeling quite so free.
Well, no, because it was due for a bunch of maintenance stuff, and I had to put money into it. And so eventually, definitely the truck wasn't so free, but I'd done everything to keep that truck going for like another 150,000 miles, and so
it's in good shape.
But
I just didn't want to go through stuff again.
No, yeah. I was mainly thinking, I'm like, gosh, tires, eventually we'll need new tires.
Sure.
I'm like, I don't have to buy new tires for this thing. There was a lot of things where I just knew I would do something and spend more than I needed to because I just can't take normal stuff. I can't just do normal things.
Ideally, not giving anything away, just something like a little newer made sense. Maybe something you felt like there's some reliability and having something not quite so old.
Like power windows or something that...
Well, to be fair, you were living in the very analog age with all your vehicles. There wasn't much in the way of like technology. The CRZ up to that point had been the most advanced vehicle
the most advanced vehicle I ever owned. It was
funny because you had that 4Runner, but the 4Runner's kind of a fossil in its own way, even though it's a newer vehicle when you got it.
Yeah, but it's not mine, though. You know what I mean? That's my wife's. That's what she drives. I don't really have any ownership over that vehicle.
You still drive it sometimes.
I drive it every once in a while. It's not like... I have no pride in that vehicle. Probably because I don't detail it, nor do I want to, but it's just hard for me to take ownership of that one because it just gets so used.
David Boyce. Dane, we'd love it if you produced Nosferatu 2 starring Anthony as the Count. To which I responded, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, it's right there in the name.
I won't.
Carl. Thanks, Chris. How about any other rinseless at 64-1? I have Hero, Absolute, and Clean. What do you think about that dilution?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I think, honestly, the Hero Absolute, go ahead and go try it. Play with different things. I mean, 64-1, 128-1 would still probably work pretty well for some of them, like Absolute. 64-1 would work. When it comes to a rinseless as a drying aid, most of the time you're not going to have any issues. Reason being is that you are typically spraying a rinseless, if you're doing a soap and water wash, onto existing water. So you're diluting that rinseless even more once it touches the water on the surface. But if you're using a rinseless and then using a rinseless as a drying aid, then really I just kind of see it as you're just sticking in that rinseless ecosystem and you're not really doing anything too crazy. So, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So 64-1, 128-1. But yeah, if you have water on the surface, you are diluting it when you spray that, and you're hitting just nothing but straight water.
All right. Then I got David Cervantes here. Oh, Dane, my brother works at the local bakery and brings home a box of leftover donuts every weekend. It's tough to keep the weight down. David, I hear you, buddy.
I can't say no to donuts. Like, donuts, massive weakness for me, dude. Like, get me a maple bar, like a chocolate bar, or like just a normal chocolate donut, like a blueberry donut. I
have something.
Or like a tiger claw, or like just a glazed donut, or even like a cinnamon sugar donut.
They're all so good.
I'm going to keep going.
No, okay, so the problem here is, so my brother went off to like... He went to Paris to go to a cooking school to learn about making pastries and stuff, because he decided, well, I've been developing all this tech stuff, but I want to try something totally out of the box different, and this interests me. So he went to a very like revered cooking school to do like a spring or summer course, and he learned all this stuff. Well, what happens now that he moves into my house here for a little while he's setting up for his next great adventure, whatever that ends up being? He's baking fresh bread every day at my house from scratch.
That sounds delicious.
From scratch. He just started doing wheat options now, and whereas before he was wheat, wheat. Yeah, so he was doing that kind of thing, but it is intoxicating. The smell is wonderful. He goes through like all the proofing process, all this stuff that's like the proper way to make bread. And I'm just like, wow, I guess you really can do this in your home if you want to. But I just watch, and I'm like, that is so much work for bread, where I could just go out and buy some. And I realize, in a survival scenario, you want that guy, because, bread, pretty important.
I get that.
But it is hard, because there's fresh bread waiting for me every day, and he's just continuously trying to improve it, and he's still not you know how he is. He's not happy with it, but it's already kicking the butt of everything you can get at the grocery store. So
there's this YouTube channel, I don't know how I stumbled across it. It was like a TikTok or some type of YouTube short. There's this YouTube channel called The Outdoor Boys, and it's like this guy who like goes out in the middle of like the Alaskan wilderness and goes and like camps out or whatever it is, and like does like survival stuff, right? Well, this guy makes this bread, and he always so he'll be out in the middle of the woods, and he brings like this like Ziploc bag full of dough, right, with like yeast in it that he like made the prior day, and it's just like a super because there's nothing in it, just dough, and he like mashes it up, spreads it out, and then like cooks it over the top of like these burning rocks, right? And cooks like this really good looking like fresh bread, right? And then after that he like dips it in like some like honey and butter, right? And I'm watching this like usually like I stumble across these videos like 12 at night, and I'm looking at he's like, yeah, nothing's better than warm fresh bread and honey butter, and I'm like, my mouth is like watering, and go, do I have any fresh bread in honey butter? Like, how can I make this, right? I would love to try what this tastes like, honestly. But I can imagine that having fresh bread made for you daily, there's probably worse things in the world, Dane.
It's tough, during the weight loss process to just see bread waiting there and being like, he's like, oh, do you want some? And I'm like, yes, but I shouldn't. And then I take a little anyway, and then I have to make up for it by working out twice as hard. So anyway,
I want to, but I know I shouldn't.
Along here, I hope everybody here has got some healthy resolutions in their 2025 as well. Nosferatu was not my thing, says Purdy.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you.
Anthony's right there with you.
That was not my thing as well.
Scared the crap out of David, he says.
How? With it being so weird? Joey says, hello, you wonderful dudes. Happy New Year. Joey, what's going on?
Nice to see you, Joey. Oh, boy.
Jablinski in the house.
And then we got Adamos here with some more
Slow and steady, Ryan. I've been working on my health for the last 15 months and swelled down 90 pounds.
Nice.
My resolution is keep doing the work. Heck yeah, dude. Keep it up, man. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's not easy to do, but great job. And then Beats Lion. Anyone out there detailing with a pacemaker? And if so, how's it going? That's interesting.
Not yet.
Well, you have some heart concerns occasionally.
Yeah,
come
I got
up
like
or
arrhythmias
stuff,
that come every once in a while, but like lately it's been pretty good. But you know what? Joey Belinsky
yes,
might have an opinion on that. I don't think he has a pacemaker, but I know he's got a fancy new, I think, stainless steel valving.
He's had some
there.
work done.
I think he's got a quick disconnect somewhere on some upper valve.
When he wants to have that cleaned up.
I think it was a Mosmatic quick filter. Disconnect. So he has to change it out every once in a while.
Boy.
Matt from Slick Auto Styling says, sounds like when I bought my first car, man.
The guy buying your truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, it was pretty cool. I felt like I was buying a first car, selling it to him, which was pretty cool. Damo said, what did I buy? I don't know. What did I buy?
We're waiting for you guys to take a guess as to what pickup truck suits his personality
There's
best.
a couple people in here that I think already know. I don't want them to ruin it for everybody,
Very
though.
few know, though.
I hope Anthony included a hand sanitizer in the sale of the X-Force truck, dude. So funny. I was literally thinking about that story as I was doing my final drive of that thing, and I was like, gosh, there were some fun times in this truck. That was a good truck. Good truck.
Joey popping in. How much have you been driving that new whip, Anthony?
I've been driving it. I've been driving. I've been doing, as much driving as I've kind of felt like doing with the weather. The weather's been kind of like it's not motivating to go out and do anything fun, if that makes sense.
Now, this is an interesting one. I don't think this is the case, but David thinking, Anthony, I thought you were selling the RSX because you put too much dollars into renovating it.
I think you might be confused for another YouTuber, David Boyce.
Yeah,
but
no. I feel like you're going to keep that car.
I don't have any plan to sell my Acura. I love that car. I think it's awesome.
It's a great car.
The tough part is I know that the longer I keep it, the more I'll do to it, and the more money I'll probably put into it. And it's tough because, when do you call it, right?
You're the second owner of that car.
I know, but when do you call it, though? When do you say enough is enough? Because I will continually want to improve things on it, but I'm also very concerned that I'm going to basically be digging myself a very deep money pit.
But the beauty of that car is you can enjoy it the way it is.
I totally can.
You can find a way to call it, in terms of improvements, and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
It's a good powertrain.
It's a fun one. Next up.
All right, Joey.
My first ride was an F-150, and I've missed it ever since. Joey
one
Belinsky.
of the 90s ones?
Oh, was it like a square body? Is that what it was? What are those?
Well, that's GM.
Well, didn't F-150s have a square body, technically?
Well, yeah, but in the case of Fords, they have, I guess old body style OBS, they do that kind of thing too. Whatever the case, tell us more about it, Joey. All right, Chromatic Garage.
Watching from Tim Hortons drive-thru in my truck.
A fellow truck enjoyer.
Nice. And a fellow truck enthusiast. What's going on, dude?
Good to see you.
Tim Hortons sounds delicious right now. I would love myself a coffee.
I could use a little bubble caffeine.
For my Canadians out there, what's
the go-to?
What's the go-to Tim Hortons, what food do they have? Do you know what food they have?
They've got those little donut hole things.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Donut holes?
What do they call them? They're like Timbits or something. Maybe I have that wrong.
Bits of Tim?
I think they're called Timbits.
I think they're called Bits of Tim.
Maybe. But
they're called Bits of Horton.
I'd really rather they weren't called Bits of Tim. Okay. And I think Tim would appreciate that they weren't called that too.
Pretty Out Pro says, Fisher, I'm driving by on my way home, so anyone that wants me pay me, I will tell you what he bought. Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's trying to frame it out because he knows.
I see what you're doing there.
Neil White swinging for the fences.
Neil, do you see me driving a Cybertruck? That's. Is that a compliment or is that a diss?
That feels like a judgment call. It could go one way or the other. It's hard to tell. But
Cybertruck.
We did say what pickup truck specifically matches your personality.
You know what's weird is that I've been helping my brother shop for a new car.
Right.
And he's leaning towards the Prius, right? But what's interesting is in the used car shopping for a hybrid, kind of what he's looking for, or electric, whatever it may be, whenever I see a Tesla on Facebook Marketplace, I just always assume that you can't afford a Tesla, right? Like a Tesla's really expensive.
And then you realize how cheap like all those surplus Model 3s are.
And then, dude, I'm seeing like Model 3s going for like
an
15,
old Model S
16. I'm seeing a Model S go for like 19. Like some of them are pretty freaking cheap. And I wonder.
I don't want to say a disposable car, but there is a certain point where it's like regardless of what you think about anything, it's like, wow, just as a daily driver that doesn't require much maintenance, it kind of feels
like in 10 years, are we going to look at the Cybertruck and be like, oh, those are cheap? Like you can get one of those. You can get a Cybertruck for like,
it's such an oddball.
For like 19,000.
It's really tough to say because there's there's a love it or hate it relationship about that whole thing, which creates like the controversy creates an interest just inherently, but will that affect the resale value? I wonder. I don't know. I'm more of a Rivian guy myself personally, but
yeah. Rivian.
Do love a good Rivian.
I like that.
It's got the Bomberman face.
I know. I like. Yeah. No, it's like the perfect vehicle.
Neil White with a very Dane coded idea.
El Camino, dude. That was sick, dude. My dad's friends had a freaking El Camino, dude. That thing was so awesome. I loved it.
I would take a 70 El Camino, like the Chevelle face one with the freaking 454 in it.
Yeah,
ooh,
dude.
that would be sick.
Okay.
Give me that.
Chris M says, Carl, if the dilution may be different by brand, they usually have it listed on the bottle or on the website. ONR says to mix it very strong and it's streaky. Hero works the best for me and cleans well. Try Hero. I would probably, if you have Hero, Carl, I'd probably go with Hero for that 64-1 dilution.
All right. Done. Alex Dewar.
I know what he bought, but I don't leak. New truck might, though.
That guy's a
I
real
get
one.
it. I get it. It might be. Yeah. Did Anthony get a taco? That is probably the best guess. Yeah, the best guess
they're still
there.
guessing. They're guesses.
Tacoma is definitely more of a me truck, don't you think?
Well, I mean, you did get the 4Runner, and I got the Tacoma because you got that 4Runner. You got such a great deal on. I was like, yeah, that is a good deal.
I did complain that the old ones are kind of boring to drive, but maybe the new Tacomas are more fun to drive.
Well, I sold my Tacoma because it was that transmission tuning was just. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. Like, good, reliable truck, resale value insane, great, all those things. But the transmission tuning on a 2020, at least in my case, a 2020 Tacoma, ugh. It was so laggy and weird and just like... bleh,
Brandon says, Taylor's only letting me be on here for 20 minutes after the whole TRCMA, the TR... What do you say? 25 days of TRCMAS.
Yes.
Extravaganza. Brandon...
ran himself ragged.
You tell Taylor to give me a call, right? I'll talk to her. We'll work through this together. We'll figure out a good way to share you so we both have equal time. New Year's resolution. I get that, though. Tell Taylor that we appreciate her and all the time that she's given you for all the fun activities, though.
Nice.
We do appreciate that.
All right.
Next
we got
up,
Travis Aldridge.
So just wanted to say thank you for the tip using Rip and Rags to apply Defender.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Love that.
Enjoy that.
David Boyce, Honda Passwort. No, he got a pickup truck. We're just trying to have you guys figure out what pickup truck he got.
Honda does have a pickup truck.
They have the Ridgeline. It exists.
And
it is a thing.
And some people consider it to be a van. Some people consider it to be a truck.
It is not a Tacoma competitor, except when you think about how most people actually use their pickup trucks. There's a lot of people who really wouldn't use them any differently.
Underestimate
than if they had
the power
Ridgeline.
Of the Honda Ridgeline.
No, that's my point. I'm complimenting the Ridgeline because
okay.
the way most people use their trucks, they end up being the mall crawler stereotype kind of thing. They don't actually take them off road, and they don't actually run them that hard. And a Ridgeline could do 95% of what people actually do with their trucks, except for the people who are actually like towing and hauling and doing all that stuff. In which case, okay, you've got a Super Duty or a Cummins Dodge or something. That's a different story entirely. I'm purely talking about the mid-size trucks. And for that matter, the 1500s, if we're going that route.
Joey says, I'm guessing Anthony picked up a Volkswagen Amarok. Yeah.
Now, see, those are cool, but they don't sell those in the States.
I can tell you that's definitely not it. I would never be caught in a VW.
Have you seen a Volkswagen Amarok, though? They are kind of cool.
Yeah, they're all kind of cool. But, I mean, like, the thing is those vehicles just, things about Volkswagens is they just kind of fall apart,
Yeah, Joey, how's that going?
Electrically, mechanically. Seats are nice, though.
Man.
I wish they would always put as much love into the rest of the vehicles they do, like the seats.
The fit and finish is good. It's just a shame that you're going to be broken down and having a constant check engine light coming up.
Yeah. Like, after the VR6, like, there was, like, no Volkswagen that made it past 100,000 miles. You know what I mean?
Well, VR6s have their own problems, even though I love the way they sound.
VR6s are goated, dude. They're amazing.
I would still take a Mark IV Golf R32. I think those are rad.
Yeah.
I think those are very
100%.
cool. They sound awesome. They look good. Yeah.
Anthony, is it a big 3 truck, Ford, GM, Ram, or something more JDM?
Well, we can't give away the game like that.
I can't give away the game like that. Let's just say everything's on the table.
Yeah. I mean, all those things you mentioned, it's in the range of all the things you mentioned. How about that?
And on that note, while we give people more time to think about it, right, and think about your New Year's resolution, we are actually going to be going to a brief commercial break where you're going to be able to grab some snacks. You're going to be able to go to the bathroom. You're going to be able to jot down some more questions for us to answer. And after a few messages from our friends in the industry, we will see you guys in just a few minutes.
Hit like. And welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday, where if you're a listener only sometime in the future, you just missed something hilarious going on in the background. Some might call it a visual gag. But anyway, we're having a great time here. Thank you, Gabe, for that wonderful addition to our backdrop. Really needed that. Anyway, moving along here, we do have some comments and questions to get to, but was there anything you wanted to touch on before we dive back into all these New Year's resolutions and talking about cars and movies and all that kind of stuff?
Not necessarily. Today's the last day of the sale, right? So you have about 8 hours left to go stock up on some more premium TRC microfiber and more at theradcompany.com. It's our winter wipeout sale up to 62% off. We couldn't throw in the extra 7%. I'm sorry, but towels, chemicals, and more starting at $5. And so this is going to include a lot of fan favorites, including the Wolf Pack. It's going to have the Ultra Clay Bar. It's going to have the big one, Ultra Wheel and Body Brush. It's going to have the Blue Collar, and we're sold out of the Platinum Puff. Well, I'm sorry about that. But we have Gentle Snow Foam. We have some Stern Gloss products. We also have the Foam Gun Kit for some DIY and starter people, along with Color Lock products, Coach Chemi products, and more. So basically, head to theradcompany.com. Don't miss out, because this sale is going to end in 8 hours, and we're not going to be running a sale for a little while. So go and stock up while you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good way to start off a year, I'd say.
I think so.
Ooh. All right, so let's get those comments and questions going back up. I got Neil White here. Canadians celebrate Nickelback Day.
See, I respect that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of them just kind of go people to people and say, look at this photograph.
You think Chad Kroeger still walks up to people just like, hey.
Every time it makes me laugh. Yeah. I think that's kind of how it happens, right?
I mean, I laugh whenever I hear that.
This is how you remind me.
Look at this graph.
Joey's enjoying the wide open set. He enjoys many things that are wide open.
It's very airy,
including
in here.
the soap from PNS. We've got Alex Dewar says, Anthony, on New Year's Day we just hang out in our igloos and watch hockey. So I knew it kind of was like that. But you guys are ice fishing, right? I believe that's what they're doing in the igloos.
I mean, whatever, keeps them warm. It's cold out there.
They just drink maple syrup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Super Auto here. What's going on?
As long as Anthony didn't get a Honda Ridgeline, it's all like, well, crap.
I mean, he's a Honda guy, so
I gotta stay on brand, and so you're really throwing me off with that comment right now. I feel like.
I mean, those first gens did have the J Series V6. That's a good engine.
Yeah, well,
it's a very good engine.
It just, yeah.
And I thought they kind of looked like the Halo Warthog if you squint really hard. If you get the green one, like the first gen originally. A lot of people make fun of that, but I feel like you put some wheels on it, you put some tires on it. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's still a unibody, but there's just something about that shape that kind of works. A little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Or am I just crazy? All right, moving along.
Same New Year's, Anthony, just minus stupid, going to be negative 39 degrees. So what the heck? Move. Move. Get out of there.
That is way too... What?
I'm complaining about like 34 degree, 40 degree Fahrenheit weather. I can't imagine that.
That's cold.
Ross Detail says, Happy New Year, TRC. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Roz. And then we got Carl here. Thanks, Chris M. I have a bunch of different things I can use. Probably my Echo, or ECH20, until it's gone. I'll mix up some of the Hero and see how that works.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, trying out some different ones. Orange iced cinnamon rolls. Sounds exotic. Not from my culture, says Matt, Slick Auto Styling. They're orange rolls. Like, you've had them before, right?
Pillsbury makes them.
I mean, they're Pillsbury. They're not exactly the most exotic thing.
No, it's not exotic at all. It's actually just
delicious,
a
and
very
I will stand by
American thing to do.
Super, super mainstream. You can find them in your supermarket.
I made them on New Year's Day. I made them yesterday morning.
Don't get me wrong, I love a good cinnamon roll, but there's something about those orange rolls. You combine them with the breakfast casserole, it's like a little zest.
So I like an undercooked orange roll to where it's really doughy.
You get the doughiness.
I like the doughiness personally. I feel doughy after eating them.
Well, I mean, we're all trying to work on that part. But you heat them up really fast, and then you do the slow burn afterwards. So you get the outside nice and crispy, and then you let the inside be doughy.
Yeah. Steve says working on his interior game. Nice. And then Carl says, Matt, if you've never tried the orange cinnamon roll, you need to. It is life-changing.
They're so good. Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Carl here gets it.
Never heard of it. You'll catch me looking for him now. Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah. No, they're Pillsbury. You'll be able to find them. I'm sure of it.
Like, the goal is to try to only eat 2. And then just like
that should be the goal, but I don't know how many people actually do that.
Like, dude, I've seen back in college days, I had friends that they'd crush the whole can. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then some.
They're just good, man.
So David says my resolution is to stop stretching the neck of my crew neck sweaters. Okay.
Well, I'm sure your sweaters will appreciate that. So that's an interesting resolution. I've never heard that before, David. That's a good one.
I wish I liked sweatshirts more.
Yeah, like sweaters or sweatshirts in general,
just like hooded sweatshirts, like hoodies and just normal.
Like hoodies. You wear hoodies all the time.
I know, but I hate to wear them.
And yet you do it all the time.
I don't like I like zip-up hoodies, but I don't like full pullover hoodies because I feel like I'm in a straitjacket.
What about
sometimes.
A quarter zip?
No,
you still feel trapped in there?
I feel trapped.
That's so funny.
Like, because think about this. Worst case scenario, right? You're stuck. You got to get out of a hoodie, right? It has to be an over-the-head thing, right?
It's no different than if you're wearing a shirt. It's just thicker.
Okay, what if somebody Nosferatu'd me and threw me in a coffin, right?
I mean...
How am I getting out a hoodie in a coffin?
You insult enough Volkswagen owners, they might.
You can't. You can't. You can get out of a zip-up hoodie. You can get out of a normal jacket, but...
Jeez.
Dude, I don't know. I have so many hoodies that I love, but it's a commitment thing.
David here.
Christmas lunch was an exquisite meal of pork, tamales, empanadas, and finally a Hoke baked sugar cream pie. David, you're starting to talk like our friend.
It's starting to sound like Eric.
Over in Ireland here.
That guy, except he would say something about like a fine lobster bisque.
I'm just waiting for him when he throws out that he's cooking a human. Like,
just one day you're gonna find out he's a cannibal.
He's gonna cannibal us, but he's gonna make it sound exquisite.
Right.
And
so I was having a delicious long pig. You're like, wait a second, I know what that's code for.
I think he's eating people in that castle.
That Irish guy's eating people. Wait, is he in Nosferatu?
All right, next up here. All this sounds delicious, says Anna. And then we've got...
Anna follows up.
With I came at the right time, Anna. You always
Anna,
do.
You always
and we're always appreciate having you here. Pretty Auto Pros. Brandon says, I support the subway run. It's nostalgic to make a run every other year.
See, he doesn't even do it every year. He does it every other year. He's just like, is this a subway year? No. That's
No,
next
dude.
year.
I'm not a Subway. My wife loves Subway. I could give two craps about. So I'm a Quiznos guy, like a diehard Quiznos guy. But unfortunately,
1000%. But they're no more.
They've died off. Unfortunately,
See, like Blimpies, not my thing. Subway, not my thing. But Quiznos was where it was at. Toasty, man.
You'd kind of get behind Porta Subs, maybe every once in a while. But Jersey Mike's it's okay. Jersey Mike's is okay.
They did get Danny DeVito on their ad campaigns, and I love that. But
America's lacking a really good sandwich option right now.
Well, Gandolfo's is really good.
Yeah,
Firehouse Subs is pretty good.
No, Firehouse sweetens their mayo. I don't like that. They use like a Miracle Whip. But I feel like there's an opportunity here. So if anybody would like to go in on a sandwich shop with me, I would love that. What do you guys think? Dane?
Wait, what?
Me and you run a sandwich shop together.
Dude, a sandwich shop. Oh my! What would we call it?
I don't know. I have like multiple sandwich shops. I have legitimate ideas that I can't reveal to the world.
See, that's the thing is you think he's joking. This guy actually does come up with these concepts, and he's got them like ready made.
I have several different company ideas. And it's all food related. It's not like I'm not going to go create a competing microfiber company. Because who would do that?
Boy.
But I would go and create some type of food company, and I'd have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Dan Pfeiffer says, Dane with a new lady friend. Dude, well, not Dan. She could be watching. I don't want to embarrass the guy.
Jeez.
Alex Dewar says, Dane just helped someone buy their forever car.
And you know what ties into forever cars is detailing those cars. And hopefully we have some detailing questions somewhere in here.
So maybe a prosperous year.
I'm looking here. But Fazal, thank you. I hope you have a prosperous new year as well.
You know what? Detailing aside, we're glad that you guys like us enough to keep the conversations going. So that's all that matters to us. We're happy about that.
Yeah.
Moving on, Joey Blinsky says, I watched Nosferatu in my high school film class.
Yes, okay. It is a film study course type of movie, the original one, because there was a lot of influence from that on later movies.
Jimbo Slice says, I have a beat-up 2011 Civic LS. Is Kosh Chemi H902 okay to use for paint correction or something more gentle? It does have some... So the 2011 Civic is going to be probably one of the worst years in terms of paint quality for Honda.
2012 was the worst year of quality for the Civic itself.
Yeah.
2011 was still all right, but 2012 was a problem.
Paint quality issues started in 2006, continued to like 2000, well, let's say even 15. I mean, there was still some paint issues. Problem is if you have clear left on the 2011 Civic, I'll be surprised, especially on the roof. If you do, amazing. Don't tempt fate. There's not a lot of clear there. So polish the sides, but your big thin areas are going to be your roof. It's going to be top of your rear quarter panels. It's going to be your hood and the very topmost section of your fenders. I wouldn't be surprised if the clear is like literally barely hanging on there. So I would not try to go for any deep scratches. If it was me, I'd probably hyper polish it. I'd probably fine cut it. I'd probably micro cut it. Call it good. Be happy with what you get out of it, and don't try to push it unless you want to potentially burn through something. That's just me personally.
Don't want that. Anthony's favorite movie is Jaws: The Revenge.
It's right after Sharknado there, Neil.
Joey here with a helpful comment tying back to what you were just talking about.
Yeah. Do a test spot. Yep. Always start least aggressive polish first. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a question for you involving Rivians.
Denim dye transfer on Rivian, light gray leather seat solution. I would use the Color Lock dye remover. I would use their dye transfer remover.
Because the Rivian leather is that vegan leather. It's essentially the same.
It's totally safe on that, but they do have a cleaner, or technically it's a solvent, but it's going to remove that dye transfer on those seats. And I would stick with them. There's probably some other different ways. Don't try to magic eraser it or anything like that. You're probably going to damage that top coat on the that vinyl. But look into the Color Lock stuff. I know we don't currently sell it. At least I don't think we have any in stock right now. But it's worth checking. You can also check on Amazon and see if there's anybody else selling it if we don't have it.
All right. Birdie Auto Pros, I went with my sister and brother. It was painful. I don't know my sister anymore.
Dude, I want to leave, man. We were
Wow.
halfway through, and I was looking at my wife. I'm like, what do you think? Like, what do you mean? Like, do we
I
call
have
it?
never walked out of a movie ever.
Oh, I have only walked out of I walked out of one movie, but I almost walked out of this one, but I wasn't trying to walk out. I'm like, hey, let's do what we did when we were kids. Like Mufasa's playing right next door. Let's just sneak around and let's go. Let's try to let's do something kind of dangerous. It'll be kind of fun. And she was just not about it, dude. She was like, I have my blanket here and all of my snacks. And
She was locked in.
She was locked in to a crap movie, dude. Neil White. No, dude. There is a reason why Nosferatu, like the people that gave it 5 stars, were the people who were like commenting on like, oh, I love how this was filmed on this type of like whole grain film. Like it was. I don't know if anybody knows this, but it was shot on
that high fructose film.
Yeah,
this is whole grain.
It was shot on a camera made in 1692 that they resurrected. What's crazy about this film is the actors were so committed that they actually drank real blood. Like, this is the type of crap that like you have your freaking weird movie people that are gonna obsess over the stupidest stuff, and it's not impressive. If the movie's bad, it's bad. That's how it works, Dane.
The problem is people without taste thinking that they say something's bad and then it just is bad, as opposed to it wasn't for me, which is the realistic take.
I don't care if the real film was actually shot on soy paper or whatever it was. It's not a good movie, man. So
moving along.
So Super Auto Geist, I like Geist Pro Cleaner. Geist is also great as well.
Geist is good.
Another good brand.
Neil, and there it is. Anthony likes mindless movies. Oh gosh, he's hating on
Fast and the Furious was not a mindless movie.
Don't get him started.
That literally started my life. You know, if there's any ounce of success I've had in life, it's due to that movie. I have to give it credit. Joey Belinsky says, just watched the first Fast and Furious last night, starting the year off with a marathon. Dude, I would be right there with you.
Steve apparently copying him, doing the exact same thing,
Amazing.
marathoning.
Amazing.
Mini split in the garage is a baller move. Agreed, Dan. It is a great move. They're saying the first 6 are on Netflix and Peacock has the rest.
I know. So they just added all that, right? So I was actually last night I was deciding whether watching Dune 2 for the 15th time or watching Tokyo Drift, and I chose Dune 2 for some reason.
All right. Well, that's a heavy watch.
I heard Hector's running 3 spoon engines at Race Wars. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is, buddy. Just he didn't have any brake calipers on that Jetta. No wonder he kept going. That is kind of a problem.
He's got at least $100,000 under the hood of that thing. You couldn't even spend $100,000 on an S2000. You couldn't even do that. Would be like multiple
$100,000 under the hood of this S2000.
It wasn't possible. It was impossible. They weren't even doing that Billet F series then. So it wouldn't even be like a possible thing.
Well, it's not a thing yet.
Any hints on what's replacing the all-day Anthony's RAM? I don't know what he's doing about his particular RAM, but I will say that I kind of talked about it earlier, that I did pick up something different, and it is a truck, but I will let you guys try to guess.
We're still
on your
letting
own.
people take guesses as to what kind of pickup truck they picture you in. Like what personality of yours jibes with a particular kind of brand or model of pickup truck.
I want you guys to close your eyes for a second with me. Let's call this a meditation technique, but I want you to envision me with a Milwaukee hat on I got from Home Depot, right? Like just their Flex Fit Milwaukee hat. And then imagine me with like a Nitto Tire Carhartt collaboration jacket, and then wearing jeans from American Eagles and currently Nike shoes, because that's the only comfortable shoes I have right now for my back. And I want you to envision, what truck is that guy driving? What am I driving?
Jose seems to think, hi guys, Anthony bought a Toyota Tundra 1794 edition.
Jose, what up, dude?
Jose is the man. So
Jose is the man. I gotta give a shout out to Jose. So Limited Car Details. So he sent a Christmas present for myself and everybody else here, mostly everybody else here. You covered everybody that you needed to cover. I mean, I think, including my friend Dane here.
That was very kind. Thank you.
Jose sent out just an awesome gift, dude. A couple, by a couple, I mean some Wera tools, some Koken tools. I literally
crazy.
I was freaking out this morning, dude. It was such a nice. It was
like
the
like
best.
Christmas morning all over again for you.
I know, but I don't want my wife to hear this because she will. When she knows there's somebody else out there that's getting me better gifts.
They're loving on you, huh? They're just giving you all these treats.
She's gonna be like, so what am I to you? Just your wife? I'm like, you are. You're the mother of my child. I love you. But Jose's got my back.
Jose will never be the mother of your child. You don't have to worry about that. Jose, it's okay, brother.
Jose, you're awesome. But no, I will say the Toyota Tundra 1794 edition, they're cool, right? They're pretty cool.
They're cool. Reliable.
I can't say, but it's not a 1794 edition Toyota Tundra.
Okay.
Specifically that.
We're keeping it still vague.
In the Minx Royale, our pluff will be used for quick detailing.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
However, the Minx Royale, I would only use it wet. So waterless washing, make sure it's damp. Rinseless washing, make sure it's wet. Dry, that coral fleece weave will tend to pull microlint from that particular type of towel. So, but the Pluffle will not give you that issue. So you can use the Pluffle for either or.
All right. And Jose here says unlimited car details.
Jose's the man, dude. Congratulations. Jose's picked up a Porsche 911.
Ooh,
very nice. I know. Dream
Good
car,
for
baby.
You, buddy.
I know. I can't wait to see what you do with that thing. Clean it up, man. Detail it. Have fun with it.
I want to hear the specs when you got a chance. I love
I know.
that kind of thing.
He posted some. He has some pictures up, but I don't know all the differences between every 911. Right? I know that there's 911s. Right?
There's different trims.
Then you have GT3s.
Oh, well, see, you're skipping a whole bunch of models by going to the
crap.
GT3.
Okay, how many different 911s are there?
Well, okay,
there's a Carrera 911.
Back in the day, there was a Carrera, then there was a Carrera S, then there was a Carrera 4, then there was a Carrera 4S,
all
then there was a
911s.
Carrera GTS, then you have
all 911s.
And those are all different levels of 911s, but what it does is differentiates between 4 and 2-wheel drive, and then from there, and also the ones with S in the name had extra power and some extra go fast goodies, little stuff.
It's like a turbo, like a 911 Turbo S is technically a quick one, right?
Well, yeah, Turbo S is the fastest one, but there's a Turbo, and then they made a Turbo S, which had more power, but was functionally still the same as a Turbo.
And then if it's just 911, then it's just a 6-cylinder, turbo.
Except nowadays, all the 911s have twin turbos, but they're different levels of boost and different displacements.
How can Porsche keep getting away with this? Making the most amazing cars in the world is still making it so confusing for potential buyers.
Unless you just learn it against your will somehow, it collects in here.
I need to will a GT4 into the universe, right? I don't need to have an RS. I don't have to have a GT3, but an old GT4 with 150,000 miles on it.
A high mileage tracked GT4 Cayman would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that'd be a good
something that's lived a life so you don't feel bad just riding it hard.
That'd be a good replacement for the Evo. Joey Blinsky says paint gloss is a killer drying aid, never had a streak or anything like that. I think that's what he said. Kevin.
Mask any coating performance is what he said.
Such an underrated product, but I've been using the ultra premium Korean Eagle microfiber detailing applicator sponge. Holy crap, we named it that? We named it that? We gotta change the name on that.
Ultra premium Korean Eagle microfiber detailing applicator sponge.
Kevin, so you're totally right. So that sponge right there, you can pair it with Defender. You can pair it with whatever sealant you want to use. You can pair it with Army Detail Supplies, ceramic spray sealant, and that's amazing as well. But you can totally apply most of those sealants with the Eagle applicator, and people still love it. I actually know that there's several people out there, including Buck Hugaboom, who still loves applying Crystal Serum Ultra from G-Technic, right? Their pro coating with the Eagle applicator specifically. That's his favorite way to apply it.
He does.
So there's a lot of people that like the Eagle applicators. I'm so on them. I like them. Think they're great for a lot of things, but they're not my favorite.
They're originally
I'm a Pearl guy.
Junkman's taste kind of thing.
True.
He really liked that. And to be clear, that name you gave it, that's like the Amazon SEO name.
It is, yeah.
That's the kind of names you end up with for products on Amazon. But as far as how we refer to it, we just call it the Eagle applicator or the Eagle applicator sponge.
I call it the Eagle sponge.
Sometimes I just call it the Eagle app. Eagle Sponge,
Eagle app.
something like that. Easy to remember that way. Because it's the only one that's like made with like that Eagle material. So
True.
You're not going to mix it up with anything else.
Next up in the
Thank
comments,
you for the
we have
visual
30 minutes
reference
left.
there,
We
by
got to
the way.
wrap this up, Dane.
Oh, we got
not
plenty.
wrap it up. I mean, we got to keep going.
Yeah.
Can confirm adapt and amplify only work for the better, not worse. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
We've got David Cervantes says, Mr. Graham, first off, great name. Secondly, go to a body shop and ask about damaged panels they're getting rid of. They would love to offload them. True. David knows.
Yep.
Body shop guy right there.
Bam.
Joey Blinsky says, neck tats and vasectomies, let's go. 2025 resolutions.
Oh, dear.
It's a 2-for-1 at the vasectomy clinic. You know what I mean?
Turns out they offer tattoos in too.
Yeah.
I just have a guy, he's just like, this is different needles, but he's just like, no, I clean.
Yeah.
I clean it. He's like, see the little alcohol on it?
He's like, no, he lit the lighter, right? So he burned the tip, so it sanitized it.
Why is he lighting a spoon?
Yeah. Sup, boy, says the occasional detailer.
Occasional detailer. All right, Mike.
Mike says, watching college football and listening to TRC podcast. Great afternoon. Awesome, Mike.
Heck
Love
yeah.
to hear it.
Glad to have you having a good one.
And then
Here,
David says, just got a few of the Starting Glass products. What is your favorite Starting Glass product? My personal favorite is probably Starting Glass Forced. It's my hands down one of my favorites. Really like Mata. Really like Bubbler. I really like Snow. Silk is good. There's not really a Starting Glass product I don't like. Glacier is probably not my favorite out of all of them, but Gumi is awesome. Dude, all of them are great. I think you'll like everything you picked up. I can almost guarantee you that. So just enjoy. You make your decision. I don't want to dilute what your opinion could be. So just try some stuff out.
Anything like you want to try Snow or Mata, those are good places to go for like
Coconut
soaps
Earth.
and stuff. Definitely get some Coconut Earth.
Yeah.
Anna.
What is everyone using for the super thrashed lowers? Barely can see the paint.
Rocker panels and such.
I feel like Rip and Rags are great for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You can also have like a separate mitt that's just like kind of wasted. You can do something like that.
Sure.
That's for like something like the chenille dog bone sponge that we used to have. I don't know if we still have it on the website, but like a chenille mitt, one that's just kind of been through the ringer, is great for stuff like that. Knock out the lowers, flip it one side, flip it the other, rinse it out, dunk it if you need to at the very end of your detail, use it one more time, rinse it out with a hose or bucket, squeeze it out. Then once it's clean enough, you can wash it with the rest of your stuff. But sometimes having a cheaper mitt and or sponge for that cleaning is best.
Yeah, where it's got a little bit of texture and a little bit of length of pile to be able to get into some of the.
Well, it's like sometimes
random
it's where
spots.
sometimes on a truck it could be where your pinch welds are, and you're like, I don't want to. And you have like your nice wash mitt or your nice wash pad, and you go to get under there, and you go, do I really want to?
There's
don't
better
want to.
better tools for that.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, Mike here. David, Forest is, in my opinion, the best high alkaline product on the market. Forest is awesome.
Pretty true, man. I mean, Forest is pretty ridiculously OP'd in that space there.
Yes.
It's an amazing product.
And then I've got Ronnie Yacht here with a hello.
Ron, what's going on?
Yes. Then Steve Pearson here saying, Adama, when Umberto comments first on one of your vids, then you know you've made it. That's right. That's when you're officially in the detailing YouTube ecosystem. Umberto finds it.
Yeah. I don't know
That's how you know. He just has like extra sensory thing. He can pick up on it.
Joey Belinsky says, how does it feel to have CarPlay now, Anthony?
Right.
So if I say that it feels good to have CarPlay, does that mean that my vehicle
That narrows
of
down
choice
the list a little bit.
Does it narrow it down a little bit?
But not that much, because there's still JDM options and American options to choose from there.
Having CarPlay is amazing. I can't believe it. So I actually have CarPlay on my my Acura. Mm-hmm. So I have that head unit as a CarPlay unit.
I mean, I had it in my old JDM van,
but
so it's not like
I don't really use it because I kind of get bothered that the cord kind of comes through and hangs over my center console thing.
I have wireless CarPlay.
Yeah, so I don't have wireless CarPlay. So, but It's awesome, dude.
It
Well,
is.
how crazy is that? Just to have everything there. Like, I've never had that kind of technology
simplifies
before.
everything, so you're not left with that lingering feeling of like, I need it. Like, don't check your phone when you're driving. It's right there.
And it's cool because now when I answer the phone, I can say, talk to me.
Yeah.
And I could just talk to somebody. I don't even know where the microphone is, but it's just
It's
somewhere in the ether.
Hidden somewhere in the...
It's funny because I actually
Pillars,
spoke with,
headline or
I was
something?
actually speaking with Levi Gates, the Master of Shine, the other day. I was in my new vehicle talking to him through my Apple CarPlay, and he was in something new as well.
Well, considering he's not here anymore, he's got his own thing going
I
on.
can't.
so-
I'm not going to yuck his yum,
No,
dude.
don't
So,
yuck his yum. Well,
I mean,
yucking his yum would mean you don't like it.
No, sorry. Okay, sorry.
happen to
I don't
like-
want to. I don't want to spill his tea.
Right, there you go.
That's the right
There you
analogy I was
go.
looking for. It's a Thursday.
Basically, we already did, but without saying anything more specific, he's rolling different now.
He is rolling different. I think it's 0 to 60.
I think he made a good choice.
0 to 60 in like 4.6 seconds or something like that.
I think he made a good choice.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think
good
so.
one. All right.
Moving on.
Fine detailing.
Ryan says, Anthony, being a Honda guy, did you get a Ridgeline? Sorry if that's offensive.
I like how it's always followed with I'm sorry if this is like really
So here's
offensive.
what, I take no offense to the Ridgeline talk because I am a Honda
people
guy.
keep saying sorry to offend you, it kind of makes you more offended because you're just like, wow, everybody's bagging on it.
I don't want you to think less of me, but I mean, I think we can all agree that the Honda Ridgeline, well, yes, it may not be the truck of trucks, right? But it is still considered a van truck, and it can still do a lot of truck things.
It's a truck for car people.
Yeah, I mean, when I do a
There
lot
you
of,
go.
do you think I'm going to be doing any towing in my Honda Ridgeline, Dane?
You actually can. I mean, you can tow with it the
Safely?
same way you tow with a van or an SUV.
No,
I mean, assuming it's
the-
not body on frame, of course, unibody. But I mean, there are Jeeps that are unibody, like the Grand Cherokee was unibody from day one.
The vehicle I did get is not for towing, nor will I ever probably tow, because I'm just not really into towing stuff.
And that's just knowing yourself.
It's not
so,
saying that
yeah.
it can't tow. I'm just saying that I probably won't do it.
All right. What's your favorite drying aid with no sealant? Says Francisco Nunez.
With no sealant, I mean, there's a lot of options. Paint gloss, like I mentioned earlier. You could use G-Technics Quick Detailer. You could use... I mean, technically, there's going to be some stuff that's going to have SiO2 in it, but it's not going to be like super impactful in the drying aid process. You can dilute a rinseless. You can have fun doing that. Dream Maker technically is not built to be a sealant. If it does have
No.
protection in it,
Yeah.
but it's not made to be that. So there's a lot of different options. But I mean, if you want to ask me what I'm using all the time, I have a gallon of paint gloss that I literally just glug into a 32-ounce sprayer, and I spray that stuff on like it's water, and I just have fun with it. I've never had an issue with it. It's great.
All right. And then David Boyce simply says apple fritters.
Delicious. Dane, did your brother go to the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America?
No, for people who actually want to know where he went to Le Cordon Bleu. Like, if people who are like familiar with like cooking and stuff know that, it is like a very prominent school thing. It's really cool. Like, we got to go and visit him.
I've seen Ratatouille.
and it was very cool. So
I've
for
seen
those who
Ratatouille,
know,
yeah.
it's pretty dope.
He did not get a
yeah.
rat.
No.
Yeah, the mouse did not come with the hat, unfortunately, in his case.
No mice in the building, apparently.
Yeah.
Random reviews.
Says, hey guys, I will be at band camp next month. I play the sax and aspire to reach the Bill Clinton desktop level performance.
Awesome.
What towels and liquids would you
Arsenio Hall
recommend
showstop.
bringing on the road? If it was me, you play the saxophone, I would probably have some type of pearl weaves, and I would probably bring some type of like diluted rinseless wash of some sort. You could bring like a small 8-ounce bottle, or you can bring something relatively whatever's easy to pack, I guess, at band camp. I've never been to band camp before, but I would assume that you don't have a ton of room for everything for like a 32-ounce sprayer. So I'd bring a small spray bottle, or just bring some concentrated rinseless with you, dilute it to like clay lube quick detailer levels, and then just have a couple pearls on you and just clean up the sax with the pearl. Or clean up the clean up the sax.
Yeah.
I was about to say clean
Yeah.
up the pearl with the sax, and then I was like, I'm talking a lot about pearls and sax here, so I need to get
Just flip it a little.
Yeah.
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 We get it.
Yeah.
There. Hopefully that helped you, random reviews.
Dane, I'm along the lines of your brother. I've started the journey of crafting fine leather goods. I'm starting to become a true jack of all trades.
Levi
David
would be proud of you.
You need to reach out to my guy, Brian Guy.
Brian Guy is
also
the guy.
a crafter of fine leather goods, also in the detailing space. He works for Color Lock and
that
Coach
hat
Kemi.
he's always wearing, he made that.
He made it himself. His bag he has, he made it himself too.
Also.
Yeah, no, you would love Brian Guy. He's one of the best guys out there too. He's so much fun. He's so nice.
He is truly like one of the greats, and he's so humble.
He's like the most humble guy. He's amazing.
Extremely talented. So great guy. And because his name's Guy, people make all kinds of puns and jokes. But David.
Pro low cut towels to keep the sacks shiny. FTW. Yep, nice low cut weave fibers. Yep. FTW would be great.
Yeah, low cut fibers when you're working on that kind of polished finish.
Well, yeah, it's that, but also all your little buttons and all your little hinges and everything like that on a saxophone. I feel like the higher piled towels, you get caught up in some of that stuff.
Yeah. Jesse here. Happy New Year from Slovakia. Congrats on the 100K subs. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse.
Appreciate that. Joey.
I've got some aftermarket and OEM parts in the heart area. No pacemaker, though. If anything, it's made me a better detailer, much more energy.
Okay.
Arc reactor.
That's right. Yep. He's got the arc reactor.
Yep. OEM parts, aftermarket and OEM. Wishing everybody a prosperous New Year, says Matthew. Fogliani says, my 2025 will be spent focusing on caring for the important people in my life. Remember, 5 years ago, you dreamt of where you are now. Keep strong and motivated. Agreed, man. That's awesome.
Nice,
keep it going.
Yeah, keep at it. Then we got Anna here, just throwing out a bunch of trucks, trying to guess. She throws out Toyota Tacoma,
pretty realistic.
Then a Ford Ranger.
Freaking Ford Ranger, dude.
And then a Ford Lightning.
Freaking Ford Lightning, dude.
Going to an EV F-150.
Nah, dude.
Steve Pearson.
If I was going to get a Ford Lightning, you know which Ford Lightning I would get, man.
You would get the old supercharged one.
I'd be running parts for Harry is what I'd be doing.
Honestly, I was in love with those trucks. I thought they were so cool.
If it had more room, I can't do
a regular cab with the short
regular
box
cab.
And the step side. Yeah, but man, they sounded cool.
Yeah,
they sounded so cool. Steve, yeah, those APR ignition coils will light you right up. Also, Jose, still throwing it out there. Neil, Tim's Bits.
Yeah, Bits of Tim.
Bits of Tim. Like bit of honey, it's Bit of Tim.
Bit of Tim.
I don't like how that sounds. All right, page 3. Okay. Anthony, is it a brand new truck or within the last decade? I'll answer that.
Finding.
It's the last decade. That still leaves a big range.
New trucks are pretty expensive. Let's just be real here.
Yeah,
so
we're going strictly used here, but I mean you can do a lot
as
used market these days.
I mean, basically, me and Levi said that we always would buy vehicles that are at least 20 years old. This one's within the last decade. I can confidently say that for now. That is, it's got a little while left.
Yeah. All right, and Joey here. Cybertruck with fireworks in the bed definitely fits the Anthony vibe. I saw that video. That video was terrifying.
I haven't seen it.
I will show you after this, and when you see that, you will go, "Oh, Steve Pearson, explosive personality." Yes. Dang, Joey, that was harsh. Rivian isn't in Fortnite, though, says Steve. Yeah, I don't base my vehicle buying decisions on what Fortnite does, though. Alex Dewar. Timbits are the donut holes. See, I was right about that. That's one I felt pretty confident about. Food's gone downhill over the past few years. Oh, no. They have a bacon and egg sausage wrap with a chipotle mayo that just hits. That sounds good.
That does sound good.
That sounds like a good way to wake up.
Do you think, Alex, when you make it a TRCMA, you could bring me one of these burritos from the Canadian airport and get it to me in time, preferably still warm?
You don't want to know how he kept it warm.
He's going to pull it out of his pocket. And he's going to be like, I kept it warm for you, Anthony. But gross.
He just brings it over in one of those pizza delivery bags.
Yeah.
There we go.
Next up.
Again, still trying.
Jose, I don't, not that one specifically.
Yeah, nope.
I can't say that.
Not that.
Perfect Detail USA. What did he say?
Perfect Detail was saying 4Runner plus Tacoma. Check. No.
Remember, I have a child, and the thing is the child fits in a 4Runner perfectly fine. But a Tacoma, it's pretty tight. But I mean, I can always make it happen. You know, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Charleston says, "Did you get a new Tundra?"
Still throwing it out there. They keep seeing you as a Toyota guy for some reason.
Not a new.
They think you're very JDM,
Tundra.
so you're gonna stick to that.
I am JDM. I mean, that's the thing.
The Ram wasn't exactly JDM.
The problem is, though, with trucks in general, is that, like, you look at the options, right? I mean, JDM-wise, you got Nissan, you got Toyota, you've got
Honda Ridgeline,
Honda, and who else you have?
Well, in the U.S.
Trucks.
market, there's
That's it.
not much.
That's it, right?
Well, you got the Nissan Frontier in addition to the Tundra, or in addition to the oh my God, Titan.
Yeah.
But they're so forgettable. I'm sorry. But the new Frontiers are actually great if you want a back to basics, like really bare bones version of like what people want the Tacoma to be. The Frontier is actually doing a good job of fitting in that slot. It's one of the few things that I feel Nissan is doing right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's true.
Anyway, opinions.
Alex says
Everybody's got 'em.
Anthony could be so outrageous with a Ridgeline and the tailgate that opens out instead of just dropping it down.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Wow, you haters, says Joey, because you were bagging on
he took
Volkswagen.
offense to the Volkswagen comment.
What is this? This is not okay. You really upset Steve. I want you to know. I looked ahead in the comments. He was mucho mad.
Joey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you chose the wrong vehicle
Double disrespect.
to fall in love with.
Yeah.
Includes you and Alex.
That's
Poor VW.
Just harsh over and over and over again. You really upset them.
Hey,
Count this guy out.
Come back. You know what I mean? We can hate on another car brand if you want to, right?
Chat, is this abuse?
Dang those Mini Coopers, am I right? Oh, wait, sorry. Joey Blinsky has one of those too. David Graham says maybe the new twin-turbo Ram Hurricane.
Yeah, with the twin turbo inline 6.
Do you know what truck looks pretty freaking awesome?
What?
I can tell you it's definitely not this because they're expensive, but that Ram RHO.
Yeah, it's basically...
It's like a baby TRX.
If you took a TRX, and there are people who are saying it's actually better than the TRX in their opinion.
Really?
Just because the vibe is like similar, but they think the powertrain is more usable.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
Different take on it. But yeah, I guess it kind of fits how you have the Raptor and then the Raptor R, which is more that TRX level. The Raptor itself is pretty good too. So you're kind of in that range. Joey, now I want to drive to TRC on the GTI just so Anthony can admire what a well-maintained V-dub can do for him.
I mean, do you think the engine will make it here, or do you think it'll burn too much oil? I'm just kidding.
Man, stereotypes.
Ford Ranger.
And to be fair, all of my stereotypes of Volkswagens in my head are just like check engine light jokes. But then again, like Beamers from the mid-2000s also get that rep in my head. And a lot of German vehicles in particular, especially when coming from somebody who's used to owning Japanese vehicles, they're going to feel a particular way when Euro cars come up.
Yeah, Minister for Life.
Monster for life. Possibly Minister for life. I don't know.
I actually think it was Minister. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, am I the bad one now?
My girlfriend and I literally compared my old 04 VW Passat seats to any seats we sit on. I'm telling you, VW, they've done seats well for so many years.
Yes.
And they hold up. Why can't they treat everything else on those cars the same? Like, specifically the engine. Like, why can't they just get that right? Because the paint's decent, right? The paints have always been decent on VWs. I mean, material has always felt good. Things pretty aged relatively well. I mean, look at the old Jettas, right? That smelled like crayons, right? Like they smelled like crayons.
A lot of German vehicles,
but nobody
from the
complained
90s
about it. It was like it was a fun thing.
And the early 2000s smelled like that. The headliner had that crayon smell. Yeah, something
So
about
nostalgic.
it. Something about the adhesive they used.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know, JB. Have you felt the pure enjoyment of driving a JDM CVT?
Nobody ever said that. Nobody should ever say that right there.
Especially not a Jatco unit out of a Nissan from the early 2000s.
Even the Honda
Honda
CVTs are exceptionally boring.
No, but I mean the reason like Nissan had such an atrociously hard time was because of that period where the Jatco CVTs were just like bad news all the way around.
I haven't made a hello GB. I'd meet you there. Okay.
And Forester with the CVT, never again.
Yeah.
All right. We're on to page 2. Okay.
No,
We're getting there.
CVTs never did anybody justice. I had the CVT in the freaking Honda CRZ, and I tried to justify it and think like this is cool to drive.
With the fake gears.
Well, no, but it had the slingshot effect, right? Because what would happen is, I mean, the CVT runs on belts, right? And so it would basically have this rubber banding effect. I mean, I think that's how it kind of works.
Yeah, that's how they refer to it.
To where like it would go to like, you know, propel you, but like it, when you gassed it on a cold morning, it would just like slug you along. I don't know how to describe it.
In an economy car,
Sucked.
it makes sense, but in anything you want to get any actual driving enjoyment out of, the CVTs are just not a good time.
Now, I will say, though, I didn't have to think about anything in a CVT. You just go. You don't think about anything. You just press the gas and go.
It's a snowmobile transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. I mean, not literally, but functionally, it's the same idea.
Let's chime in to say hi, Dino. What's going on, man? We got about
Dino.
10 minutes left here.
Good to see you here. Hope you had a good New Year's.
What is on Joey's head?
That's a Nickelback reference.
The Puffles were such a
Adamos.
great deal. Too bad they're sold out. I know. They were a killer deal.
That's what happens when you...
Yeah.
Ron, my guess is Anthony got himself a Ranger Raptor. Those are really new,
Raptor.
though. Yeah, those are like
That's a
really
brand
new.
new vehicle.
And that's still going to be pretty expensive because it's really new.
Watching live from
wow.
Australia.
All right, Jimmy DeCricket, welcome. Glad
Jimmy
to have
DeCricket,
you
what
here.
time is it there?
Yes, Nickelback reference. That's right, Ron. Ooh.
Started my own detailing company. First paying customer tomorrow. Resolution is to build this thing. Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations,
Starting
man.
the year off right. No, seriously.
Get after
congrats.
it. Enjoy it. Make that money.
Tell us how it goes.
Build your empire.
The good, the bad, everything in between.
Take us with you. We're here every Thursday.
Yeah, no, seriously. We are here every
We can
Thursday.
keep you company
so
on those long details.
look out for Q&A Thursdays. All right. Next up, Alex Dewar.
Bashing VW. This is hurtful. My goodness.
He loves his little
Why
VW.
is it, dude? Why is it I pick all these grandmasters with VWs?
But VW guys are kind of like the JDM guys of the Euro scene. That's effectively how they model themselves. They model themselves as like, we're the Honda, Mazda, Toyota, Nissan guys of the Euro scene.
Why didn't they buy a BMW though?
I mean, BMW attracts a certain type of person too. But yeah, I mean, it depends. I say this as someone who was drawn to a few Jags, but like, I didn't like the whole lineup. I just like specific models. I'm never like that brand loyal.
And you got disrespected. They came into your home and they disrespected you in front of your whole family.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Well, it was another Fast and Furious reference.
I know.
It was a Johnny Train reference.
Godfather, but he was referencing Godfather.
Next up.
Fisher Hennon. Oh,
I demand an apology. You won't get that from me. You won't get that, Steve. I mean what I say.
Fisher Hennon Meat and Bun Palace. That sounds like something that
Fisher Hennon. Yeah.
That sounds like something you could only open in Vegas, and I'm not sure I like that.
I like that meat and bun. You know what I mean? I can already see what the picture like looks like, right? It's like something kind of like that. Like it's like a hot dog.
It's not better. No,
Yeah.
I'm afraid of what that logo is going to look like, because the Meat and Bun Palace is really selling an image that I'm not prepared to sign off on with my name attached.
Okay. Next up. Shark Blue Turbo says, Anthony, how do you deal with detailing a car with light scuffs or imperfections? Should a car be perfect to truly enjoy detailing it? Having trouble with this. So, if it's my own cars, I struggle with that still to this day, where if I see a scuff or a mar or whatever it may be, I'm always drawn to want to fix that or correct. I mean, just the other day, I totally tripped and kneed the front of my RSX, and there was dust all over it, and I marred the paint, right? I pulled out my scan drip just to confirm. I'm like, crap, I totally marred this area, with my jeans that I was wearing, or whatever the heck they were. And I was like, I got to fix it right now. And then I talked myself off a ledge and said, I don't have to fix this right now. This is what I would normally do, but I'm trying to be better about this, so I'm just going to let it go. So the way I see it is if you've gone through and you've done a detail on your car, if I'm assuming this is your car, and you can be happy with how it looks and just tell yourself that it's going to get worse from there. Like, it's not going to always be perfect, and there's going to be something that's going to happen. Then I think you'll be okay with it. And then I would plan that, like, okay, so if you got a little scratch here, a little ding here, a little scuff here, try to collect a few more before justifying fixing everything. Otherwise, you'll kind of go crazy, because you'll fix one thing, and then you'll be on the constant lookout for the next thing that will go wrong. And then you'll attempt to fix that. And it'll be like a full-time job trying to keep up with all the things that are just naturally going to happen. So try to, like, build up a couple things and then go, all right, I'm planning on this time fixing these several things and then being happy again. But on a customer car, I never really go for perfection. I go with what I'm getting paid to do, or I'm going with what is a realistic expectation just for the products and what I'm using at that time. And so I'm assuming, because you're talking about enjoying detailing, it might be for yourself. But I used to be really, really, really bad about everything, and I've gotten a lot better over the last couple of years. And it's nice. It's nice just to kind of let go of the small stuff, because I'm talking, like, I would fix micro marring that you could only see in a scan grip. Like, the only way you could possibly see it, and I would still fix it, because that's how crazy I was. But letting go of that kind of stuff and letting go of some light stuff, like my daughter's fingerprints is all over the side of my Acura. Like, she literally gets out of the car, has her hands, puts handprints all over the side of the car, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta clean everything up. And now I kind of look at it and I go,
That's the dad in you, making you a little less
like, I'll get
crazy
it later
about it. You're just like,
well, because I think to myself, did she have a weapon in her hand? Did she have sandpaper? No. Everything can be fixed there.
Yeah.
As long as there's no dents or dings, I'm a happy camper. But, like, small fingerprints and stuff like that, I'm not worried about it. Not anymore.
Well, I mean, compared to, like, the neighbor kids over at Levi's house, right? Dragging sticks along the sides of the cars and stuff. That was your nightmare.
Yeah, no, okay. And that's, I haven't gotten to that stage of
wait till the neighbor
yet.
kids start coming over and wanting to play in your garage.
My neighbor could stay at their house. Yeah.
He'd stay over there.
My daughter will be too pretty for them anyways.
Whoa!
For the boys. It's boys that live down the street.
Okay.
She's out of your league, boys.
To scare them off.
Joey Valinsky says, do you guys have any Ike's sandwiches nearby? That place has some... No, we don't.
Oh, well.
I'm telling you, dude, Idaho Lax in our sandwich game is pretty bad around here. We have Uncle Giuseppe's, but it's hit or miss based on how your stomach will feel the next day.
Jimmy had some opinions behind the camera there.
Okay, there's a seafood boil in the mix for... Ooh, there was a seafood boil in the mix for a New Year's Eve. I can't channel my inner ire enough to continue the charade. Aire was what it is. Neil says, Anthony says a Honda Ridgeline is a truck, and Nostromo is a terrible movie. He also likes bankruptcy.
Man, Neil has your number, dude.
Ouch, Neil. Need some water for that burn, dude.
Neil's on one. I'm enjoying this, though.
Next up.
For once, it's not me getting burned.
I think KCX, or I think Clean Garage just got some KCX color lock products in. Yep.
And then
we're not far behind.
Neil.
No, Anthony Nosferatu was shot on gluten-free Kodak film. Get it right. Okay, I'm so sorry. Which do you guys prefer, rotary or DA, flat pad or waffle pad? So used to love waffle pads back in the day. Waffle pads typically with a DA due to the friction and doing the backing. Oftentimes a waffle will still have a little bit too much friction based on what kind of compound or polish you could use, which would cause a delamination on the backing material, on your hook and loop backing material. I love the finish of a waffle pad. I think that if you go low and slow on a waffle pad and you're finishing something out with a light polish, it's amazing. I think that waffle pads have a fantastic finish. Rotary, though, I'm sticking with a flat pad. If I'm going rotary, I'm never going to go with a waffle pad. You'll actually have less delamination issues with a rotary on a waffle than you would on a waffle on a DA, and that's mainly because you're not just oscillating, but you're also rotating, and it's really is that wiggling motion and that friction which causes the delamination issues on a waffle pad. But all in all, I think both are fine. Preferably just a flat pad. I love the Rupes pads. I love the HDOs from Lake Country. I love the Buff and Shine, the new Buff and Shine pads. Most of the pads that we carry here are the pads that I personally like, including the KCX pads. But waffles we used to carry. I used to love those, but the delamination issues really started getting to me after a while.
David, well, thank you for that one. Then we've got Steve here wondering, will you guys be at MTE? This will be my first major detailing event to attend.
I will be
tips?
there. I will be there, Steve.
Yeah.
I will be attending MTE. I will be there for all 3 days. And then from there, Dane will be joining us, and he'll be getting into town. And then we're going on our own other kind of Floridian adventure from there. But I will be at MTE, so that's a little bit less than a month away.
Yeah. So you can ask him for more tips there, but he'll be able to kind of direct you on what you want to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Ballgart with a good question here, I think.
Late to the show, but what are the Rad Company's goals for 2025 on YouTube? I think our goal is to continue to grow and continue to, kick butt on YouTube, make some amazing content, up the views, and then convert more people to the Church of Microfiber.
And hopefully get more people watching the Q&A again, man. I'm trying to make that happen, but you guys got to tune in.
We have like 70 people watching. We need at least 7,000 people watching this right now.
That might be a big ask.
Is it?
Maybe
it is.
I'm
sorry.
Just like 80 to 100
I'm really
would be a good way to go.
I'm trying to overshoot, so if we only get 1,000 people, I'll still be happy.
But if you click like, it really does help us out, and especially if you leave a comment down below after this stream is over, also really helps. Throw your resolutions, your good stuff down there, and some questions we can focus on for next time. Have a good night, Jimmy.
Jimmy, I'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Then, David Boyce, I got it. Anthony bought a JDM K-Truck, like a Honda Acti. That would be a Honda brand product.
K-Trucks are pretty sweet, though, but I can't fit a family in that, unfortunately.
I could barely fit myself in there back when I was at my high weight. Now I might actually fit, but
yeah,
it's tight in there. Anna
Longfield, Ford Raptor.
She didn't specify Ranger Raptor this time. She's saying
it's a little bit of a
Raptor.
Stretch right there, Anna.
You got the Bronco Raptor.
But I like your style.
You got the F-150 Raptor.
Okay.
You got the Ranger Raptor.
My guy Kirby says, MT, make all the classes you can Thursday. Yep.
Good call. And then Steve... Oh, no love for Volkswagen, but fangirling over Porsche. Okay.
It's a different brand. I like to think they're cloned by completely different companies.
Porsche's origins are Volkswagen. You don't want to go too far back in that history.
Yeah. No, you don't, Dane.
You really don't. Steve, I grew up on Herbie the Love Bug, though. I see the positive side of the Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, true.
All right. Then we've got Joey... He's learning. Then we have Jose is saying he's sorry. The Christmas card in the package, he forgot to include it.
Oh, it's okay.
But that was incredibly
Jose, no, don't worry.
Don't
worry about it, Jose. Thank you so much, man. Like,
You're too nice already.
I got so many toys to play with. I can't freaking believe it.
Yeah.
And then Owen Samuels, happy 2025, wishing / predicting a back pain free 2025 for Anthony. I hope, please.
Let's do it.
It seems to be going better and better. So let's just keep this train going. You guys are the best. Owen, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you for chiming in. Wishing you a best 2025 as well. Ron says Levi no longer has Ragnarok. He does, Ron. Ragnarok still exists. That truck will die with him, I believe. He did say he wanted to be buried in that, right?
It is kind of like a big coffin on wheels.
He said he wanted to be Nosferatu inside that, I believe.
I don't like that.
Kind of gross.
You just, maybe there's something else also in the driveway. So moving along here. I got Neil White. Honda Ridgeline is a truck, and Ducati motorcycles are Segways. Oh, boy. Ron,
it's like calling the freaking what are the 3-wheelers? The
trucks. You're talking about like the Can-Ams.
The Can-Ams. That's like calling
the snowmobile on wheels.
That's like calling a Can-Am a motorcycle.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Sly.
Although you know what? Or a Polaris Slingshot. That's the 3-wheelers.
The Slingshots I'll give a pass, but the Can-Ams that's not a motorcycle. That is a...
The Can-Am it's some unholy combination of snowmobile and trike.
The Can-Am is like the cargo shorts reference from Superbad.
Sense nom, bro. Yeah. Sense nom.
You always try to say there.
Say no more. All right, my guy Kirby. Sadly, the no truck was a rented Ford F-150 Lightning.
No truck.
I don't know what he means by the no truck.
Also, Anthony, if you did end up with a Toyota, if you ever happen to be in any sort of collision, expect to be waiting for parts for a while. We were waiting 6+ months on a bedside for a Tacoma. Oh my gosh, that is terrifying.
Yuck.
Not good.
Well,
that would drive me crazy.
Anna, Ford F-150 Lariat. Wow, she's just going for specific trims now. Still trying.
Lariat. What does Lariat have?
Well, the Lariat, like my F-350 was a Lariat.
Was it leather?
Yeah. No,
Nice.
Lariat's like the nice trim, but not the Platinum or the King Ranch or that stuff.
The Lariats. On the Lariats, they still have some of the 5.0s in the Lariats, right? I think you can get those with a 5.0 instead of
in an F-150.
Yeah, F-150.
You can still get the Coyote in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fun in its own way.
Well, use Chef Mike to heat up the wrap.
Ooh, Chef Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, boom. Oh, come on. If they can't afford a new truck, TRC needs to give them a raise.
Ron, have you seen new truck prices?
I was going to say, I think it's more about truck prices, dude.
If I was a doctor, I would be struggling to afford.
Remember, this is a man with a child and lots of vehicles. He's trying to maintain a household here.
That's true. That's true.
It's the way it goes. DSG for life, that's right. He loves that gearbox. Joey, for someone who makes many questionable decisions, he sure has a lot to say about Volkswagens.
Do I?
I mean, I get it. In Europe, Volkswagens are like Hondas or Toyotas, but yeah, it's just a different expectation.
How many more are we at, Dane?
We're at the last like 5 or 6.
Cool. Have a great weekend. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Also, shout out to Lucas for being the goated customer service rep. We will pass on the good information. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Steve says, I learned a lot about Porsche today.
Sorry, I kind of data dumped on you.
Not going to lie, I needed these laughs today. This has been fun. Thank you, Steve. Come back anytime. We're here every Thursday.
Do come back, Steve. Don't be too mad.
We do this often. Anna just shouting out different trucks. Chevy
trying.
Silverado High Country. One who shall remain nameless. I just installed the TRC air swivel on a couple air tools. Looking forward to having to use them.
Yes.
Okay, heck yeah, man.
That's a good
Enjoy.
Little tool right there.
Joey says, I threw all my waffle pads out. I can't stand how they feel on paint.
Not for everybody.
Hope you all have a great first week of 2025 and at least 80% of your hopes and dreams for 2025 come true.
Way to be realistic.
Wish you the best, Nosferatu. We wish you the best.
Don't set your sights too high, but set them high enough that where you land is still a good place. Yeah. All right. That is good advice.
Got to bring Heather in for an interview from Auto Carry Chew. We love Heather, and I agree with you. We need to reach out to her.
We should just do a main show with her and get one of those in the can for sure.
DM me if you want to know what Anthony bought. Hold on. What did he say? Getting revenge for hating on my car the whole episode. So sorry, Joey.
Oh, he's going to blow up your spot.
He is. Anthony bought a Ford Maverick pickup. Hey,
you make fun.
Those are trucks.
I really like the Ford Maverick.
Same
though.
too.
For what it is, it's like
I think
perfect.
It's a great truck.
If you just need a truck to do basic truck things with, and it's affordable, and you can get like a hybrid version that gets like 40 miles per gallon. That's crazy.
Dude, you can't beat that. It's got plenty of room too for the whole family.
It's all the things you want. All the things that Subaru Baja should have been.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Maybe Anthony's joined my GMC family, but I'm still learning to leaning to Tundra or Taco. Okay. My first pickup. My first truck was a 1982 VW pickup.
The Volkswagen Caddy. I love those little trucks. They're a little Golf El Camino, essentially.
Heck yeah. Night, guys. Time for a sunny weekend.
All right. Well, I think that's a great place to round out. That's all our comments and questions for the day. Not a lot of detailing in here. There's a whole lot of New Year's, but I'm glad to have you guys here regardless. We really appreciate it. But I also know we need some new blood in the water. We need some new folks to come in, ask some new questions, get this stuff fired up. So if you know people who are kind of like, it's a new year. Maybe they're interested in starting detailing.
Tell them to join our cult.
Yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll spill a little bit of something.
Oh, okay.
Here at the very end. My vehicle of choice was, in fact, guessed today in the comments. There is somebody in there in the comments that guessed my new to me vehicle, but I'm not going to say what it is. Next week. We'll leave that for next week. I have to leave a little bit of mystery in the air. So, as always, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this Q&A Thursday. We're going to be back here next week for more awesome fun. Make sure to hit that like button as it really helps us out. Subscribe down below so you don't miss our future Q&A lives. Go and share these with a friend. Tell them to get in on the fun. We have a lot of laughs here. We have a lot of fun. You don't want to miss out because this is where the magic happens. This is the heart of TRC. We got to keep this thing going. So, as always, if you guys enjoy this, we'll catch you guys the next one. Happy Friday, happy weekend.
It's 2025.
2025. Get out there and chase your goals. We'll see you next week.